All right, everybody, we are live, round 1, USDrift Circuit, ProAM, and I'm excited. We have a lot of great drivers out here today. We are about to get into the 16th versus 17th qualifiers battle for the 16th spot, and it's been a beautiful weekend. It was a little cold last night, but we got our judges here. We're getting ready. The cars are about ready to line up. We're going to go ahead and run this battle so we can figure out who 16th is, and then we can go ahead and get into the ceremony. I got Steve-O with me.
Hey everyone, my name is Steve-O. I'm the, I guess you could almost call me the resident announcer of OSW. I was kind of invited by USDrift Circuit to announce this Pro-Am event. I've done a few Pro-Ams in the past, and I'm really excited to announce this one. We got some really great talent that have really put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to come out here to try to earn their chance to a Formula Drift license. There's going to be a total of 4 rounds. This is round number 1, so this is where it all starts. This is where they need to lay a good foundation moving forward and win some points and win their license.
Right. So, I mean, we're getting ready to go. I don't know if they're getting the cars set up. They're going to bring them out shortly, and I believe that that battle for 16th is going to be Joseph Love versus Adam Ginkel.
Correct.
And, yeah.
Adam Ginkel, he was out during practice, and it seemed like he popped a radiator, popped fluid on the track. So we'll see if he's able and ready to do this battle. If not, that's going to give Joseph Love the easy pass into the top 16 after qualifying 17th, right on the bubble. So this could be good for Joseph Love if Adam Ginkel can't get his car up and running.
Right. I mean, it's going to come down to the weather's getting hotter, even though it's beautiful weather as far as the evening. But as the sun comes up, it's going to get hotter. These cars are really going to put through their paces, and most of these drivers, they're pedal to the metal and just going full bore out on the course. We've already seen some interesting, not accidents yesterday, but we saw who was it with the that had the front bar fall off and sparks were the last run of the day.
Oh man, that must have been a smoke show. I have no idea. I was not able to attend yesterday. Fell asleep in the sun on the river yesterday. So I'm really excited to be out here. And again, for those that are watching at home, it is a perfect, immaculate day here in Orlando.
Absolutely beautiful.
The last good weekend that we'll have before torture falls upon us.
And so those of you guys that, and just in case you don't know, we are at OSW. We are in Orlando, and this is a Formula D track, which they are actually utilizing the Formula Drift layout. So what's good about this, having these drivers try to gain their Pro-Am licensing, not only do they get to compete on a Formula Drift track, they're using the Formula Drift layout. So this is continue to help them build their skills and their competition skills and their battling skills at this level. So being able to take what they learn from this pro spec it's just gonna help them when they do make that step to go pro.
I think that's an excellent point, is that Pro-Am isn't just to see if you're ready for pro, but also to train you to get to pro. It's both development and testing for those drivers and for their setups too. Because doing Pro-Am isn't so much as just having a capable car, but it's also having a capable team, a spotter, a pit mechanic. All of that needs to be built now versus when you get into pro and you're having to figure that out while trying to maintain, happy sponsors and so on.
Yeah, developing that program is key. It's really, I think I talked to somebody, and it really says 20-30% driving ability and 70-80% building a program. But here we go. We got Adam Ginkel's going to go ahead and lead, and we got Joseph Love going to give chase. And they're about ready to get underway as they make their way throughout the course. My man Steve-O is going to give you that live play-by-play.
All right, so Adam Ginkel in that black G35, he's going to lead us off. He was the 16th qualifier yesterday. He's going to already have a nice lead going into initiation. Joseph Love with that LS-powered S14 really struggling to use any type of proximity, low and kind of awkward on the bank. Adam Ginkel is looking pretty solid. Oh, maybe grabbing a little bit too much angle there and having to correct to hit that second inside clip. But that's going to be just a minor deduction compared to Joseph Love, who's in a different part of the track as Adam Ginkel crosses the finish line for his lead run.
That was interesting. I really did not expect that run to go the way it did. I don't know if we're going to be able to play that back, but
he's going to lead us off. He was the 16th qualifier yesterday. He's going to already have a nice lead going into initiation. Joseph Love with that LS-powered S14 really struggling to use any type of proximity, low and kind of awkward on the bank. Adam Ginkel is looking pretty solid. Oh, maybe grabbing a little bit too much angle there and having to correct to hit that second inside clip. But that's going to be just a minor deduction compared to Joseph Love, who's in a different part of the track as Adam's going to lead us off. He was the 16th qualifier yesterday. He's going to already have a nice lead. Messy follow, you know, is that enough to justify a quick bobble in the transition? I don't know. Again, our judges, they get to make those hard decisions. Kelsey Rawlings, Pat Gooden, and Jeff Abbott making those hard decisions with us today for USDrift Circuit. They're going to switch it up. So each, so those that are new to drifting, each drift run gets a lead and a follow run. So when you lead, you'll switch it up and become the chase driver on the second run. So that's why you see Adam Ginkel on that black G35 on the inside of the bank, where Joseph Love in that red S14, sponsored by Njuku Racing, BC Racing, Jonathan Nearing Racing, going to be leading this run. So both drivers are off. Joseph Love out in front. He's going to be leading. Nice initiation, but again, you know, a little bit low on the bank. Adam Ginkel is slowly creeping up on him. A little bit more proximity towards the exit of the bank. Now in that transition, Adam Ginkel having to take the shallow route to try to gain proximity. Straightens up a lot. This is definitely going to be in Joseph Love's favor for his lead run. And a spin right at the line.
Right at the line.
Seemed like there could have been contact. It was kind of lost in the smoke. As Joseph Love was coming across the line, he definitely spun out. Whether or not contact was made, we'll see. Adam Ginkel already having some fluid spilled on the track during practice. Hopefully we can avoid another accident that causes a need for a cleanup.
Wow, yeah, look at as we go back here. Adam definitely doing a better job in the chase position. Right here he straightens out. Right there, he straightens out, and it looks like it's going to be a Joseph Love show as they make their way around the course. And unfortunately, right at the end, he doesn't cross the line, and he spins out right in front of Adam. Adam looks like a very light collision, but as you mentioned, Steve-O, he just suffered damage to the front end of his car and leaking the radiator off. So even if he does advance, it's going to be interesting to see if he can even get his car up for the next battle.
Yeah, and again, this is where having a good mechanic and a good pit crew can help you out, is that he has, you know, maybe 30 minutes to an hour to turn around his car for the next battle. My guess he's likely to advance with Joseph Love spinning out clearly before the finish line. Once we get that official word from the judges, we'll announce it. But I think it's going to be tough for Adam Ginkel to get his car back together if there's any significant damage.
It's going to be tough for our judges to figure, because both runs were they were both really sloppy. A really poor chase run by Joseph on the first run, and Adam doing a much better job in the chase position. Not phenomenal, but better. Unfortunately, that clipping point right there seems to give him a little trouble, because on both of his lead and follow runs, he almost straightened out, or did completely straighten out there. And then making the way around, like you said, Joseph was just all full bore, nice wall of smoke, looked like he had it, and then spinning out at the end. What a mess it's going to be for these judges to untangle. And as we don't want to forget to mention, Steve-O did mention already, we have 3 judges, all world-class drivers, all pro drivers, right? They've all been in the drifting scene as long as I can remember. We got Kelsey Rawlings, Drift Chick, right?
Yep.
We got passionate Pat Gooden, and we got El Jefe and Mr. Jeff Abbott.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 talented drivers, also 3 talented drift judges as well. They've been able to call the action in a few past events, and I've always respected the calls that they've made and the decisions that led them to those calls. So we'll have to see what it goes to. Again, this is going to be mistakes versus mistakes. Which errors were larger than the other? And Joseph Love, right there, that spin, that could be the nail in the coffin. But it's not our decision. Being the announcer is kind of nice. We get to just call the action.
Right,
we don't have to make the decisions.
Absolutely. We can point out what we see our mistakes, and there's no consequences, really.
Yep.
But it is always important, because there are a lot of times when you watch a live stream and you hear the announcers that sometimes the fans will mistake what we say as a judge's call. But we do have the judges here. If there is a controversial call, we'll be able to address that to the judges, and they have a mic and they'll be able to weigh in on that call.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, exactly. We are here, I would say pretty faces, but we're more like lovely voices.
Ah, well, thank you. You have a lovely voice as well, Tim.
Yeah, but I got to work on it. I like your baritone. It's really sexy.
I'll tell you more about my baritone later. Anyways, so we're gonna let the judges decide. Also, want to shout out to our sponsors making this event happen: Golden Ground, Link ECU, Drift HQ, Tire Streets, and Jackson Performance, all contributing towards this USDrift Circuit Pro-Am.
It looks like we got judges going to weigh in on that call. We have Drift Chick, Kelsey Rawlings. Go away. No, you're not on camera. You're good.
Oh, good. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you perfect.
All right, so this was kind of a tough decision. I'm actually going to start by talking about our decision on the second run where Adam was following. Adam had a very big understeer straighten coming past that second inner clip. It was kind of hard to see in some camera angles, but it was definitely a straighten understeer push. Whereas Joseph was putting on a goodly run up until the finish when he spun through the finish. So we actually double zeroed both of them on that second run. Now the first run was a little tough because obviously they both had their mistakes. Adam did have a lot of deductions. However, he did not get a 0. It was just a lot of deductions. Whereas Joseph Love, we felt that it was an inactive chase. He was too far away. It was 2 separate runs. So we actually deemed that an inactive chase 0. So we decided Adam gets the win. But it was a very tough call.
Oh, well, there you have it. Thank you, Kelsey, for clearing that up for us. And you guys obviously know who she is, right? Drift Chick. She's been around forever, and they do the all ladies drift clinic too here, don't
yes,
they?
Yeah, here at OSW on the skid pad. So any ladies wanting to drift, come out for those events. She teaches a clinic and get some seat time, and really great opportunity that we have here in Orlando. And we've really seen a number of lady drifters kind of rise up in Orlando as well. So
correct.
That's really inspiring to see, and I love seeing more new drivers come to the sport, and more so than the ratio of men to women that we have now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, all those are really exciting events that happen here at Orlando SpeedWorld. In the background on the skid pad, they're also doing some fun runs. So that's a nice thing about doing events here, is that you can kind of do true tracks at the same time.
Right.
The next U.S. Drift event down in Sebring, is that going to also have 2 tracks as well?
Yes. So if you haven't been to Sebring, we utilize 2 different areas of the track. And in essence, what they're going to be doing is they're going to utilize one section for the competition, and then the other section will be utilized for a fun day. The idea of the fun day, at least so I know from what Chris Jackson wants to do, is he wants to bring the regular drivers into a competition setting. The idea is that if these drivers, as they progress, and we see great talent on the skid pad today, and a lot of great talented drivers that unfortunately are not competing in the Pro-Am series, but there's going to give them a taste of what these drivers have to go through, right? The time constraints to be able to get the car up and going. If the car breaks, you can't just throw it on a trailer and call it a day. You got to push through, right? And you got to have a good team. So running these 2 events side by side like this, it's going to give those drivers that are thinking about going pro a glimpse into what it's going to take, right? Because you can't just show up and do it by yourself. Some drivers have, but you need, like you said earlier, you need a team. You need a spotter. Spotter is extremely important to utilize because spotter just doesn't watch you. He watches everybody else too, so that way he can inform the driver. And then a good crew, because as a driver, especially right today is a beautiful day, but we know in a month from now, people are going to be dying, of heat exhaustion.
To be hot.
Yeah, to be driving your car in a hot car, and to be able to to drive your car be in a hot car, right, and be sweating in your fire suits, and then have to work on your car as well. That's just too much trauma you put on your body. You're going to set yourself up for failure. You're not going to be thinking clearly.
You're going to set yourself for failure, and to that point of exhaustion. And we've seen drivers reach that point that don't bring enough people, or can't get the help that they need. So again, Pro-Am is a nice way to develop new drivers, kind of figure these things out now before a lot more money, a lot more time is on the line. Again, having some of the casual drivers out here, drifting around on the skid pad's great. Again, kind of opening up their perspective into Pro-Am, kind of teasing them while also providing a nurturing kind of environment for these drivers to drift around a little bit. Glad to hear that that's also going to be at the Sebring event. That's going to be the next one at Sebring. It's going to be June 4th, and then a doubleheader August 27th and 28th, right?
Yeah. And then we're just going to progress, and then they have Holy Shift, which we're going to take part in as well. And then, it's going to be exciting.
Excellent.
So we're going to go ahead and cut to a quick commercial, guys. Stay tuned while they get the track set up, and we're going to start with the opening ceremony.
Cool. And we're muted during the commercial, right? Nope.
Tire Streets presents Rethink Your Rubber, featuring the Accelera 651 Sport, the premier drifting tire. Let's check it out. The Accelera 651 Sports is made of a race compound that provides superior grip on a multitude of track surfaces. Built with sturdy sidewalls and a tread pattern designed for racing, the Accelera 651 Sport shines in any area. No other 200 tread wear tire can rival the life and durability of the Accelera 651 Sport. Paired with Tire Streets, who offers free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee, you can't go wrong. Show off for your friends with superior speed, grip, and tire smoke. We hope you enjoyed this presentation. We challenge you to rethink your rubber. Drive responsibly.
My mom and my dad come in the room like, happy birthday, you're a man now. Let's do it first. I'm like, all right, move it out. Wasn't that, it was the opposite. I was like, no, you want to see something? Like, what? I was like, my apartment. She's like, what? Really? Like, how do you have money for that? I'm like, oh, I don't. She's like, all right. You are, she's like, well, you're hungry, but you're home. Like, it's not happening.
All right, everybody, and we are back. You are tuning in to the USDrift Circuit first round of the Pro-Am series over in sunny Orlando at OSW, and we have all the drivers on deck, as you have seen on the camera. We're going to be working our way and announcing these drivers from the right to the left, and we're just trying to get everybody set up down there, and we're going to go ahead and start our opening ceremony. We want to thank everybody for joining us today. We want to thank USDrift Circuit for getting this event together and providing this Pro-Am. We want to thank Drift HQ. We want to thank Orlando SpeedWorld as well for helping us or providing this facility for us. So as we make our way down there, as you can see, Steve-O, my partner in crime, he's going to be down there helping us out. And we're going to get this opening ceremony underway. You guys were able to watch the qualifying yesterday. You were able to see all the drivers and make their way and qualify. We do have a live bracket that is going to be up on the USDrift Circuit, I believe the Facebook page or Instagram page, so you guys can tune into that as well. Plus, we're going to be showing that on the screen. We do have a little different car here. If you can see in the distance, that blue Skyline, it looked like. Adam Ginkel is driving it. Adam Ginkel, battling for the 16th position, was able to take out Joseph Love and earn that top 16 position again. So, but unfortunately, he did sustain some damage. He's trying to get his car fixed, and right now he's just bringing out a car so he can make himself known. And there you go. You got Steve-O, partner in crime for today. All right. All right, there you go. We're going to go down to the track and hear the audio down there.
And the Lexus IS 300. Next up, we have Doug Santana and the blue E46 BMW. Now make some noise for the red C6 Corvette, Eric Nogueira. And the LS-powered blue S13 hatch, we have Brett Collins. Coming to us from Melbourne, we have Lee Yearwood and his S13 hatch. After that, 13 years of age, Jaden Martirana. Next up, we have from Knoxville, Tennessee, Connor O'Sullivan. In the red S14, we have Sasha Prospero from Brazil. In his sponsor's car, he's currently working on his car in the pits. We have Adam Ginkel. And make some big noise for our first place qualifier, Brad Saint-Germain. And the white E46 by Drift HQ, we have Duarte Vianna. And the LS Power 350Z, make some noise for Billy Mitchell. And the black S13 hatch, we have Alex Puig. And last but not least, and the gray ISR 350Z, we have Ryan Acevedo. And we have Silva. Where's your car, man? Getting done. It's getting done. Make some noise for Silva. And that's the top 16. We'll be doing live stream, so you can tune in on your phones to hear the action, but you'll be able to see it live in the stand. So thanks everyone for coming out. Make some noise for your drivers.
All right, everybody, as you heard, Steve-O went ahead and announced all the drivers. We are missing 2 drivers out there. We're missing, I believe, Brandon McDowell, and we are missing Salvio. They are working on the car in the pits. Actually, no, Brandon's right there. Brandon just pulled up at the last minute. So Brandon is over there sporting a new livery. Looks beautiful in red. So he did make it down a little late to the opening ceremony, but he made it nonetheless. And we're about ready to get these drivers underway, and they're going to be battling out, as you can see the grid. Number 1 qualifier, Brad Saint-Germain with Team Jackson. He's going to be going against number 16 qualifier, Adam Ginkel. Next battle will be Sasha Prospero versus Billy Mitchell. Then Lee Yearwood will take on Brett Collins, or Cret Bollins, however you know him. Connor O'Sullivan, he's got his E46, no longer in that S14 chassis, so we're going to see how that car holds up today. And then we have Jaden Martirana. I'm saying that right, hopefully. Brandon McDowell going to be on the top right of that top 16 bracket, and then he's going to be going against Alex Puig, the number 15 qualifier. Then right below that we have Eric Nogueira, number 7 qualifier, going to be taking on the number 10 qualifier in Douglas Santana. Salvio Silva, the number 3 qualifier, is going to be going against his teammate in Duarte Vianna, the number 14 qualifier. Then we have Ryan Acevedo, qualified number 6, going against Chris Napolio. So that's going to be your top 16 battles for today. And it's going to be an exciting show. These drivers have been on point. Just hopefully their cars are able to withstand the beating they're going to put on them. We've seen a lot of issues. We saw Salvio had an issue with his car earlier today. We're actually almost threw him into the wall. It looks like he's still working on that car. We saw Adam Ginkel explode his radiator on the track, and it took some time to clean up. We've seen all kinds of parts of the cars falling off and going all over the place, but it looks like we do have our top 16. The only one we're missing is Salvia Silva, and we'll see. Hopefully he's able to get his car up there, because he just still has some time. He still has some time. He's going to be in the later end of the bracket, so that's not going to be any problem. So he's got a great crew over there in the Drift HQ crew, and they'll be able to get the car back up and running. As you can see, some little donuts going on here, guys getting their tires warmed up. It's going to be exciting. I'm really excited to see Bradley Saint-Germain over here competing in his first Pro-Am, and qualifying first was exciting. And there he is with Alex Puig, both friends. We've seen these guys drive together for a long time at PBIR and Sebring and several other tracks. So these guys are having a good time. And there you go, Bradley Saint-Germain. That's probably one of the reasons why he got that #1 qualifying score, is because he is all full throttle almost all the way. So you're going to see a lot of banging off the rev limiter when he drives as well. And there you go. You got Ryan Acevedo warm up his tires, put a little show on for the crowd. Some people call him Avocado, Acevedo. I found out his real first name. I found out what the S stands for, but I'm not going to share that. You never know. He may not want everybody to know what his first name is, but we call him Ryan Acevedo, and he does a great job. He's definitely a strong competitor over at the Clutch Kickers. A lot of these drivers make their way over to Clutch Kickers $100,000 Drift Series, so there's a lot of talent here today. And, of course, what we're going to do now, we're going to go show you the track layout and what the judges are going to be doing here. So as you can see, this is going to be, they're utilizing the Formula Drift track layout. And as you can see, the start line is going to be on the top left. They're going to make their way down the straight and over. There are 3 initiation markers. As you see, 3, 2, 1. The drivers have to initiate by 1. If they are not initiated by the last marker, they may be a strong deduction or possible 0 as they make their way through the track. And as they go around the track, the judges are looking for them to be as high on the bank as possible. There are markers. If you watch, when you start watching the runs, you'll see some white lines. The judges want the drivers to be in between those white lines and the wall as much as possible. If they drop down below and they hit those 2 cone markers as they make their way around the oval, that could equate to a 0 possible track off. And then they make their way into the inner clip 1 in the infield, dropping speed, slowing down, transitioning into inner clip number 2, and then working our way around the other bank, and then finally finishing off right there at the end, trying to get deep into that final outer zone, and then working our way out the track. These guys are going to be battling back and forth. We're utilizing, of course, the cat and mouse style of battle and tandem battle. You're going to have the lead car, and then you have the chase car giving chase. Lead car's job is to put down as solid as a qualifying run as he can. He's aiming for that 100-point qualifying run, and then the chase driver is expected to follow that lead line. If that lead line strays off, the chase driver is still, his job is still to chase down that lead run. If it's a poor lead run, then the chase driver the judges will be able to pick that out and fault the lead car for that. So I think we're going to be getting our first battle up here soon, which is going to be Bradley Saint-Germain and Adam Ginkel. So, and then finally, Steve-O, you made your way back up here. We actually ended up, we just put the mic down there. We were able to hear you pretty well.
Solid.
It worked out well.
Yeah, I had to improvise a little bit, had to get on the mic, megaphone.
Adapt and overcome.
Yeah, exactly, and that's something that just happens when you're doing these drift events. Is that you're kind of doing this with your friends and just kind of throwing things together and just seeing what works. And we were able to make it work, and we're able to introduce to you guys and the fans that are here in the stands who is going to be putting on a show for you guys. And we've got quite an awesome lineup. We got some heavy hitters that are ready to put on a smoke show, and some really good drifting and tandem action. I hope to see some good stuff today.
Absolutely. Like I was saying, a lot of these drivers coming over from the Clutch Kicker series, competing in two series like this, really puts a lot of wear and tear on the car. But I mean, you got Salvio, which hopefully he's getting his car ready. We have Brandon McDowell in the new Njuku livery. And he's a monster at Clutch Kickers. It's always fun to watch. A lot of style, a lot of angle, and just Bradley Saint-Germain, right, coming out here. I think it's one of his first big competitions, like at least that I know from knowing him, and qualifying #1, right? And you could hear it when he's on the full throttle, just bum, 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 bouncing off that throttle. And then we're hoping Adam's going to be able to get his car up and going, because he is going to be that first battle.
Yeah, that's right. He does have an option to call a 5-minute timeout. So this is called a competition timeout. And the drivers have this in the back pockets throughout the whole entire competition, to where they can call this timeout to work on their car. What this does is it basically puts a pause button on their competition clock. They are able to work on the car. They're able to, fix whatever needs to be fixed, and hopefully get it done in time for competition. So if he's not ready by the time that they call him to the pits, he can still call that competition timeout. But once he uses it, that's it. He gets one to use for the whole competition.
So you have to utilize that. Unfortunately, it looks like he's going to have to utilize that at the beginning of the event. So that could put him in a sticky situation later. But he has to go against Bradley Saint-Germain, which is a much faster car. So it's going to be twofold. So Adam does have to battle a faster car. Most people say, oh, well, it's just going to be an easy win. But we know from being around drifting a lot, when a higher horsepower car, a grippier car, faster car has to chase a slower car, a lower horsepower car, it can cause some major mistakes. We've seen it in the past. So is that what's going to happen here? If Adam get his car, he's not out of the game just because he's going against the #1 qualifier.
Yeah, I mean, the slower car, they do have the advantage on their lead run, because that grippier, more powerful car still has to stay in drift while they chase him down, and it's very difficult to get those tires spinning when you're only going 30 miles per hour forward, but you gotta be top of second, right, spinning like 285 rear tires, which aren't very easy on a heavy car to spin when you're not going very fast. So that's going to be kind of an interesting battle when they switch it up. And this competition, the lead car will be the top qualifier. They'll lead first, and then the lower qualifier will chase. So each driver gets a lead and a chase run, 2 runs per battle, and a top 16 bracket. So do we have a bracket to pop up?
Yeah, we can bring that bracket up again.
Solid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so there we go. That is our top 16 bracket. Bradley Saint-Germain, he's up at the top. First battle, we go top to bottom.
Yeah, top to bottom on the left, and over to the right.
Exactly. So we'll be knocking through these battles here soon. So we just introduced the drivers, and now we get to just wait for them to get their competition cars ready. Yeah,
so it's exciting to watch some of these battles. I think one of my favorite battles coming up is probably going to be Lee Yearwood and Brett Collins, because Lee Yearwood has been on fire at the Clutch Kickers. He's been doing phenomenal, progressing as a driver in this last couple years. And what Clutch Kickers has done for him as a driver is just, his competition experience is tremendous. Brett Collins, of course, he's no stranger. He's been around drifting for a long time and competition for many years. And then I think watching if Salvio Silva can get his car together, he does have some time. He's got to go against his partner in Duarte, Vianna. So it's going to be interesting to watch those two battles.
They pit together, they work together, they hang out together, and now they have to drift together and battle each other. Yeah. So that's going to be an interesting battle. That's going to be on the other side. So you're right, he does have some time to work on his car and get it fixed and ready for competition.
Yeah. And then Connor, so this is also an interesting matchup, and the reason I want to point this out, Connor O'Sullivan, he's going to be out here in his E46. He's only been drifting for about a year and a half, right? So his experience, when you see him out there, he looks like a seasoned drifter. He has a lot of competition mental experience from his background of motocross, but he comes out here and he shreds just like the best of all of them out here. But he's going to be going against a much younger Jaden Martirana. Jaden Martirana is 13 years old out here competing. 13 years. He's part of Team Jackson. So Connor O'Sullivan, actually, you know, it's really funny because Jaden's younger, but he has more experience.
That is mind-blowing.
So we're going to call that the nursery school battle. That's what that's going to be. The nursery school battle between Connor O'Sullivan and Jaden Martirana. Both young guys, so it's going to be interesting to watch that. And then, of course, we want to go ahead and thank our sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely. Golden Crown, Link ECU, Drift HQ, Tire Streets, and Jackson Performance, all contributing towards the success and being able to produce this event here at Orlando SpeedWorld. And also a big shout out to all the track workers and people that are able to put on this event here live. A big team goes into these Pro-Am events, and it's not easy to coordinate all that. So big ups to Chris Jackson for making this all happen too.
Absolutely. But here we go. It looks like both cars are out on the track, warming up their tires. You got Bradley Saint-Germain. He's going to be in the golden grown S14. You'll see it. It's a yellowish gold and black color livery. That's
pretty self-descriptive.
Yeah, pretty self-descriptive. And then he's going to be in the lead lane, and pulling up now is going to be Adam Ginkel getting his car together in his G35 coupe.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he had to call that competition timeout, so he can keep that card in his back pocket. They're going to start off with a lead and chase run. Adam Ginkel chasing down Brad Saint-Germain. He was our first-place qualifier. He's coming to us from Homestead, Florida. A farmer during the day, but a drifter on the weekend. Let's see what they can do. Good launch by both drivers. Adam Ginkel needs to get his car nose to tail on the initiation. He is the low-powered car, so this is where it's going to be the opportunity to impress the judges. Big straighten on the bank, though. Now as they head into the infield, just laying down smoke. Brad Saint-Germain navigating through that infield transition pretty smoothly. Big understeer and lockup by Adam Ginkel. I don't think that's going to be a complete run for him, but Brad Saint-Germain crossing the finish line. Good run.
Yeah, where's
Ginkel went off.
Oh wow, he really went off. I can't even see him in the camera.
Ginkel went off on the infield transition, just basically understeered straight into the kind of like the burnout box area. So that's an incomplete run for Mr. Ginkel.
Yeah, well, you see right there as he's making his way through on the instant replay, he almost straightened. I think he almost completely straightened on the bank. Really shaking, bobbling a lot as he makes his way through the infield. This was driving him, giving him some hard time earlier in today as well, getting to that second inner clip there, and unfortunately it just kind of threw him way off. Bradley Saint-Germain able to make a full pull.
Full pull and lots of smoke from that LS-powered S14. He's a LS 408 stroker, so lots of big V8 power from that S14.
Yeah.
Adam Ginkel, stock VQ35DE from Fort Lauderdale. Big shout out to Breakbank, his drift team, helping him get out here. I mean, even though that he's by himself, he's still has some support. So Adam Ginkel now going to lead on this run. He has to impress the judges to stay in the competition. That was an incomplete run on his chase, so he's at a big disadvantage as he now leads on this last run of this top 16 battle. Looks like both drivers are set.
Yeah, locked and loaded, ready to go. Adam doing a pretty good job chasing a much higher horsepower car, although it did seem to cause him to make some pretty heavy mistakes that may have zeroed out his run. So we're going to see now how Bradley Saint-Germain is going to be able to adapt to the slower car of Adam Ginkel.
Right, so Bradley Saint-Germain, more power, more tire. So he's really got to figure out the right distance and the right proximity to still have a complete run and an active chase. Adam Ginkel super shallow, but Brad Saint-Germain falling back a little bit. There's quite a big distance between these two drivers. Now Brad needs to close in that gap. He's still a school bus distance behind him. Even though that Adam Ginkel is in a low-powered car, Bradley Saint-Germain is keeping his distance.
Wow, so that comes down to the question: what goes on in the driver's mind, right? He knows it's a slower car. He's probably got a good feeling that Adam already zeroed out his chase run, right? And now it's just on him to put down a solid run. But did he give him too much space, right? Was there too much cushion there to make that almost, it wasn't even there.
So this is where I would hate to be a judge, is that you kind of have to make this subjective call, is that what counts as an inactive chase?
Right.
I mean, you can't say an exact distance, you can't say an exact time gap, so this is where that subjectivity really comes into play, and all three judges will have a decision of their own as far as what qualifies an inactive chase.
Adam's doing a good job trying to stay up high there in a low horsepower car, and you see Bradley trying to reel him in, but I just think, Bradley, like I said, we don't know what's going through the driver's mind, but it looked like he was trying to play it safe, but it looked like he played it too safe, giving Adam way too much run-up. And then it looks like we got a winner, and Bradley Saint-Germain is going to advance on to the top 8. Bradley Saint-Germain is going to advance on, taking out Adam Ginkel. So there you go. So I guess he played it safe, not too safe. It didn't zero out his run, so I guess he was close enough. Adam obviously zeroing out his chase run.
But that's a good run for the spotters to look at. Is that is about the distance that you need to have if you're in an advantage to where the driver before you had a 0. And to be able to still put a little bit of distance between you to get the car to the finish, because that's always the hardest part about going up against a lower power car or maybe a less experienced driver is that what if they spin out and take me out of the competition, and especially someone like Brad Saint-Germain to where he qualified first, all the cards are playing for him, and then something unfortunate like a spin out causes him to get knocked out.
Right. And here we go. We got the next set of drivers coming up. It's going to be Sasha Prospero and Billy Mitchell. Sasha in that red S14, Billy Mitchell in his white 350Z. So it's going to be another interesting battle. I'm not sure what the specs are. Do we have any specs on Sasha's car as far as power plant?
Yep, he's in an LS-powered S14 240SX. He's from Brazil and sponsored by Sawbelt.
Nice. So this shouldn't be a David-Goliath battle.
This should be pretty even.
It should be pretty even as far as power plants. Billy Mitchell's car is definitely very well set up. Didn't really get a chance to check out Sasha's car, but he's been killing it during practice.
I've seen Sasha drive before at past events, and he's a strong driver. He did qualify kind of mid-pack, number 7.
They're only pointing away from each other. He qualified 8th. This is 8th and 9th qualifiers.
Yeah, this battle is one of my favorites because it's 8th and 9th qualifier. They're pretty even in skill and even in power, so this might be a pretty close battle to watch. Good initiation by Sasha Prospero in that red S14 as Billy Mitchell takes a shallower, lower line on the bank. Now as they slow down for that inside clip, Billy Mitchell, big straighten out, has to reinitiate about halfway through the infield. That's going to put him at a disadvantage and a definitely noted error on his chase run, but Sasha Prospero putting down that 100-point qualifying run that you need in that lead position.
Yeah,
so good ups to both drivers.
Yeah, I really want to see this played back because Sasha was so far offline that he took out the inside cone with the center bumper. So was that being that far offline, did that really throw a wrench into Billy Mitchell's lines, like his mindset? Because as they're coming around, you see that line marker, that's kind of low on the bank, but here, look, boom, right there with the leading edge of his car, takes out an inner clip. So that may qualify as a 0. So was that correction from Billy Mitchell? Because Sasha was so far offline. That
was it justified?
Was it justified? Right. So, and that's what the judges have to weigh. And here's a great some good drone footage as they come around. I want you guys to note that white marker, that white dotted line as they make their way around. The judges are wanting that lead car to put as solid or 100-point qualifying run, as close to a 100-point qualifying run as possible. So that white marker is a good indication where the judges have to, or the drivers have to be. They have to be in between that white line and the wall. Now, Billy Mitchell trying to gain that proximity, dropping a little lower on the bank, trying to make sure he's there neck and neck. But it was a pretty good battle. Let's see what happens.
That drone footage is fantastic. I think it's an excellent view. There's no blockage. There's no weird angles. You see the run exactly how it is. So nothing lied from the drone footage. Looked like Sasha Prospero kind of went off course and hit that first inside clip. Billy Mitchell having to adjust.
Okay. We
Okay.
just got word this is a restart. So we're back to square one.
Yep, so none of that mattered, and let's go back to the first run. Sasha Prospero kind of double initiating after he's already on the bank. Billy Mitchell doing a little bit better job of keeping his distance right before that inside clip. Now as they transition in the infield, Sasha Prospero hitting another inside clip, and Billy Mitchell taking the shallower line to gain proximity. Still got a cone stuck in its mouth and off.
Wow, that was a much better paddle. So this is going to be interesting. So that first run was a complete wash. We're going to go back and watch this again. Both cars seem a little higher on the bank, but as you mentioned, almost like a double initiation on entry there. But they're making away. There you go. Billy Mitchell still lower on the track trying to keep that proximity, but much better job on that first inside clip is Sasha as they make their way into the second inside clip. Takes it out. Not sure if it was the leading edge of the car or where he took it out, but he did carry it all the way with him. And Billy Mitchell was able to suck up on his door almost as they make their way off the track. But
yeah, this is that drone footage. You can really see how Billy takes a shallower line. He also has to adapt his driving position on the course. I don't know if going in shallow before inside clip 1 is really the right strategy for chase drivers, but Billy Mitchell actually pulls this one off unlike the last run. Now he gets to suck up on him on that last big sweeper before the finish line, and then there you go, both drivers side by side to the finish. That's exactly what we want to see, but maybe a little bit closer.
Yeah. Well, as these drivers, I think they're getting some questions of fluid leaking from a car or something. So they're trying to make sure that both cars are safe to go into the next battle.
Yeah, it's a tough position to bring these cars out here. I mean, thousands of components need to work just perfectly for them to complete these drift passes. And if one component breaks or is faulty, it's could be the end of the day.
Right.
So now they're going to switch it up. Billy Mitchell will now lead a good initiation from the white 350Z. Solid smoke and solid proximity on that outer zone 1 on the bank. Sasha Prospero getting lost in the smoke. Oh, but out from it comes the chase driver, Sasha Prospero, in the right place to get right up on the door. Has to slow up, but still maintains a decent amount of proximity and mimic as they finish the line. That was a really good transition.
That was a good. So now we're watching something, and this is something that we've talked. I got the chance to interview Magic Mike Pollard, and Billy Mitchell puts down a nice, solid lead run, nice and high on the bank. Sasha trying to gain proximity by dropping down low. Little off that first inside clip was Billy Mitchell, and then now they're making a way past a little far off that second inside clip as well. Sasha right there with him, trying to reel it in. As you can see, he is kind of cutting the track there, so there is that proximity, cutting the line versus proximity debate that the judges are going to have to deal with, but much shallower angle, as you can see from Sasha as they make their way through the first bank.
Could be an impact of power. He definitely straightens up right there to gain proximity. I thought that was kind of an interesting move. It was pretty entertaining to see live Sasha in that little red S14 popping out of the smoke to gain to get right on Billy Mitchell's door. But it looked like from the drone footage like he straightened up quite a bit.
On one. So I think we're going to go ahead and rewind, and judges want to take a little closer look, analyze this battle to be able to make that call.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about having this live stream is that we can pull up the footage and be able to replay the battles. And if anything looks off to the drivers, we can certainly get that footage back up and replayed for them. And it also helps us and you guys see the run a little bit better. Maybe you didn't see something and you missed something the first time you saw it or missed it seeing it live. Being able to go back and see it over again just to make sure that they make the right decision is always the right thing. So.
Right. And the last thing that the judges want to have to deal with is a protest, and the last thing they want to do is award the win to the driver that didn't win, right? So we want to make sure that this is a judge sport. That is something that drifting is always going to be. So we're utilizing judges, and it's very important to have this replay to be able to dial it back and take a closer look at it to make sure we have the right call. And at the end of the day, the right driver wins the battle and moves on and advances on and possibly walk away with a Pro-Am license. Yeah,
I really hope we don't have to see any protests today. I mean, it is a necessary action that the drivers must use if they really feel like they need to, but sometimes it can be a frivolous debate that really gets us nowhere. So hopefully no protests. It also slows down the action. But if they need to use it, they are allowed to protest these judges' calls. Yeah,
look, Billy Mitchell does a great job trying to fill out that outside zone there as he makes his way through the second half of the oval. I mean, obviously it's not an easy call. Judges you can see all the cars sitting on the track trying to wait for that final decision. And just want to take this a couple seconds out real quick. Oh, wait. All right, there we go. Where it is, Billy Mitchell will advance on. Billy Mitchell takes the win over Sasha Prospero. Unfortunately, Sasha's going to have to call it a weekend. And
A big shout out to coming out here, all the way coming to us all the way from Brazil. Shout out to his sponsor Sawbill, Sasha Prospero, knocked out of the competition. But we're on to our next battle. We have Lee Yearwood in the red S13 hatch. He's the first car that you see on the screen. Behind him is Brett Collins from Sarasota, Florida.
What's left of him?
Yeah, what's left of his car? That car just got repainted. Now he's down to -3 bumpers, maybe -4. I can't see the rear. So already knocking off some bumpers, but let's see if we can knock some socks off with this next run.
All right. And they're off.
Lee Yearwood with a decent exit. Brett Collins will need to be right on his bumper to impress the judges here for his chase battle. Lacking a little bit of proximity, but Lee Yearwood definitely putting together a solid run. Nice transition onto the infield. Grabbing a lot of angle. Brett Collins going maybe a tire or two off course and then reinitiating on the apron. But Lee Yearwood cruising on normally for a solid lead run from Lee Yearwood. Monster performance from Melbourne.
Yeah, monster performance, guys. I'm actually, it's a shame we don't see Greg out here as well and some of his other teammates, but look at Yearwood on his way out as he makes his way through it all, getting nice and high on that bank, staying above that white line, dropping down nice and tight on this first. Look at right there, inches away from the first inside clip, way off the second inside clip. Brett Collins, I almost want to say Cret Ballins, right? I mean, it's just natural.
It comes out. It rolls off the tongue.
It does. So as he makes his way through the infield, but I don't think he can really fault Lee Yearwood. He's so far away that there should have been no reason why Brett Collins was that far offline and almost spun or straightened out.
No, it seemed like Brett just kind of got something happened in the infield to where he grabbed a little bit too much angle on that transition. Needed to get off the throttle and let the car settle before he was able to jump back into it. So that definitely seemed solely on Brett for kind of going off there. He was at least able to salvage the rest of the run, but it's definitely going to put him at a big disadvantage going into battle or run number 2 of the top 16 battle. Brett Collins will initiate. Oh no, he won't initiate. Late initiation. Finally gets it into the gear, and now super shallow as he enters the infield from inside clip 1. Better transition this time. Lee Yearwood not too far away, about a car length separates them now. Brett Collins having some slow up. Looks like he's decelling in what normally would be an acceleration zone.
Wow.
So a number of errors from Brett Collins, both on his lead and chase position. It's going to put a lot of advantage towards Lee Yearwood.
Yeah. As you can see here, Brett he didn't initiate till he was already on the bank. So as we mentioned earlier, we brought up on screen, we brought the track layout. We have our 3 initiation markers. And there you go. We just had it. Lee Yearwood is going to advance on, taking out Brett Collins. And some would say Brett Collins kind of took out himself on this one. Yeah,
it's definitely a hard call, but I mean, it is kind of the nature of Pro-Am drifting is, it comes down to your lead and chase runs. A solid 2 minutes on track can define your whole weekend. So a little bit unfortunate for Brett Collins, but he did kind of take out himself. Big shout out to his team and family coming out. Collins Performance, be sure to check him out as well. But he is going to be eliminated from the competition, and Lee Yearwood moving on to the top 8.
Yeah, and there you go. I mean, the battles are going to get tighter and tighter, especially as we work our way into the top 8. As we mentioned before, Brett Collins just unfortunately taking himself out. And just, I'm sure he's going to be kicking himself for that one. But one thing, I know Brett Collins is going to be back bigger and better for the next round because he drives Sebring quite often.
Yeah.
And Lee Yearwood, I think he has more experience on this track than Brett Collins.
So much more.
So that's going to come into play, right? It shouldn't, right? It comes down to skill, but we all know home track advantage is a big deal.
And Lee Yearwood put down a show. Both lead and chase runs were awesome.
Right.
His lead run was exactly what he needed to do. His chase run could have had a little bit more proximity, but, that's a tough call in the top 16 battles. We're actually going to go back to the Adam Ginkel, Brad Saint-Germain battle, just making sure that, what we saw is what we saw.
Just taking a look like. I don't know if there was a protest brought up. Was there a protest brought up? I don't know. We'll see. But we're airing this footage again, trying to go over the footage. So the first battle in the top 8 is going to be Bradley Saint-Germain, which you're seeing on the screen right now. Is going to go against Billy Mitchell. That's going to be some serious cars going out there. It's going to be fun. Lee Yearwood will go against the better of the preschool battle of Connor O'Sullivan, both young guys, right?
Yeah.
And Jaden, well, really Jaden's we call him Jay the Drifter, right? That's his Instagram tag. He actually competes here and in Canada.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
he's
so-
from Montreal.
Right, exactly. So he's back and forth, competing up there, coming down here. He joined Team Jackson. And, 13 years old out here. I don't know. He'll probably be 14 soon. He's got to turn 14 sooner or later.
Yeah.
But coming out here and represent, I mean, the guy's doing a great job. And like I said, Connor O'Sullivan, he's only been in that about a year and a half, and he's just such a great competitor, bringing that competitive mindset. That's one of the things when I talk to drivers, I asked them, I was like, do you have any other competition experience prior to drifting, and how they're able to utilize that experience? Because a new driver, even myself, I never really did much competition, right? So going into competition, those jitters, and there's certain things that having that just a competition experience, whether it's drifting, motocross, whatever it is, you could benefit from that experience.
Yeah, you might be killing it on the practice days, but when you're faced with an actual competition battle, a lot more feelings will be, making you more nervous, causing you to make more errors. And the errors are great here. You could be, the achievements are high, and sometimes the errors are low. Some big hits I've seen on drift competitions to where people's cars get completely totaled.
Right.
And that is part of being a competitive drifter, is having the composure to just kind of set your mind right.
Right. Have that control, right?
Exactly.
Self-control.
Zero in exactly what you need to do, the muscle memory that you need to have to, get your car exactly where you need to. Put your car on the limits. That takes also another kind of quality and characteristic as well. So, so here we go. We got the nursery battle, nursery rhyme battle ready to go.
It's a playground fight.
Yeah, there we go. Red light, red light.
Meet me at the swings.
Yep. Meet me at the flagpole, man.
Yeah.
Bring your lunch money. So Connor O'Sullivan against Jaden. Jaden in the Corvette. He will be chasing. He's got the target top off. What a beautiful day for that. He's Canadian. He's like, man, they're like in 2 feet of snow. But here we're loving the sunshine, and we're loving the drift battle headed our way. Connor O'Sullivan in the camo E46 BMW, high on the bank. Tons of smoke from these LS powered cars, making a big show here at Orlando SpeedWorld. Now as they transition into the infield, now we get to see Jaden really coming out of the smoke and trying to gain that proximity. Has a couple bobbles in the chase position, but look at Connor O'Sullivan hanging it out all on that outer zone, looking super solid.
That was by far the best tandem today.
I agree.
I mean, Jaden, like I said, both drivers, Jaden, 13 years old, coming out here, you would never know it, but look at Connor O'Sullivan, nice and high. Look how high on the wall he is. He's above that white line. Jaden not really sacrificing much. Look, he's up there too.
Yeah.
So he's not sacrificing much line for that proximity. He's able to catch back up here through the second clip and make his way around. Connor pulling away a little bit, and you see Jaden cutting that line a little, but slightly. But what a great
not
lead.
by much.
Not by much.
I want to say Connor O'Sullivan definitely put down an FD, maybe FD Pro spec level. I don't know if it could get in top 16 for FT, but he was high on the bank. He was on the clipping points. Jaden also putting down a solid run. But now Jaden will be leading this run.
Yep.
Connor will be following, but we're seeing something else.
Okay, they're just lining up right now, and it looks like you said, Connor is.
Yeah, he's in where normally the lead driver would be. So we're just making sure that our start line is organized in the way that it needs to get this next battle running. So Jaden coming to us from Montreal. So does he spin? Is he a snowbird?
Yeah,
he's driving a Corvette.
I think
but he's 13 years old.
He's 13 years old.
And he lives in South Florida.
And he has a Corvette up there too. I mean, hey, life is good. That's all I know.
Life's good for Jaden, man.
Yeah, Jaden Jay the Drifter on Instagram out here with the JAXA Performance Corvette and going back around, and temperature is going up.
Are we running this back?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so we're actually going to be running this back. Run number 1 of this top 16 battle. So forget what you just saw, even though that was fantastic. Let's see if we can't see the same thing. Connor O'Sullivan high on the bank. Look at that, scrubbing the logo off the wall with Jaden really close in that shallow position. That's a dangerous spot to be. Though you can gain proximity, you put yourself in a precarious spot. But now, through that apron sweeper, Jaden really gets to throw down that LS power to gain proximity and put it on the door to finish.
Wow, just I think the only one thing that really caught my eye is one thing I noticed Jaden was much lower on the bank in the chase position on this run. We'll see how that, but he is closer, right? So let's see here. It's a very shallow angle to start, but wow, look at Connor right on that wall as he makes his way through the bank. And now as he cut, like you said, he did kind of put him in an odd position, and he saw a bobble through the infield and before first center clip. So I don't know how much that's going to weigh in on the judge's eyes.
That's going to be a deduction.
But he was able to keep better proximity through this. But like you said, yeah, I see that as a deduction by putting himself in the wrong position. And as you see right here, oh, the bobble there too on entry. Yeah, definitely not the same chase run from Jay the Drifter as they come into this restart.
So we don't have in-car video. However, we can see all that shuffling going on the steering wheel, all that sawing of the wheel of Jaden in the Corvette. Having that target top off today has been awesome, but also it kind of gives us a view into what the driver is doing in the cockpit. So now they'll be switching it up. Jaden will be leading. He's in the Corvette. Connor O'Sullivan in the Camo E46 chasing behind him. So a little bit of an awkward start, but ooh, big Manchi entry. This is what they were talking about in the driver's meeting. So this is going to put Connor in a weird position. Jaden super midline or so on the bank. You know, kind of here, nowhere there. What we saw the last two runs and what we're seeing now, you could not tell me that these are the same drivers because we're seeing a lot of sloppiness from both lead and follow. Whether or not the lead driver was maybe causing some of that sloppiness, you know, we'll have to kind of see. We'll look it back, and Tim, let's take a look at this replay.
Yeah. So here we go. Jaden doing a good job. Not quite as high on the bank, but what I'll notice here is that first inside clip gives him a little trouble because he bobbled there right before that first inside clip, making his way through the infield. Connor just almost not there, and unfortunately you can't see any camera because they were so far apart. Connor actually spinning out right after the second inside clip. So this is an interesting turn of events. Now I do want to mention that Connor did jump to start, and he is allowed to jump to start a little bit, but it may have played to his disadvantage because losing that rhythm of not having a good start, right?
Yeah, it never really puts you in a good position either.
I've seen certain drivers. There are certain drivers that have done it like flawless, and one driver that just comes to mind is Taylor Ray. I've seen Taylor Ray do that numerous times, and that little Miata trying to give himself a little more of a head start to compete against Taylor Hull.
Right.
So go against Taylor Hull, and he was timing that perfect.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about, you know, that rule is to allow the chase driver to, you know, put themselves in a, you know, at least in a competitive situation.
Right.
You know, if they just get totally lost at the start, you know, what's even the point? But it looks like we have a winner.
Yep, it looks like Jaden Martirana. Yeah, that's a hard one.
He will get the win and move himself into the Grade 8.
And he'll be battling against Lee Yearwood in the Grade 8, so that's going to be an interesting battle. But wow, so man, it's interesting, right? So they had that false start, and it gave Jaden an opportunity, right, to do a little better, but it also gave Connor that they get the extra little practice run, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I really wish that was you know, a judged run because Connor O'Sullivan really had an excellent lead run.
He did.
You know, and it seemed like it maybe, you know, messed with him a little bit having to do that again. Even though that he did it again flawlessly, that chase run, you know, whether or not his tires were already burnt out or what was going on, it was a little disappointing to see such sloppiness on that second run.
Yeah, unfortunately, spinning out didn't do him any favors. But we're going to go ahead and bring up our next battle, which is going to be Brandon McDowell, which he's going to be leading, and Alex Puig out of West Palm Beach, Florida, he's going to be giving chase. Alex Puig, you're going to recognize his car. He has that angry panda on the side, and, of course, the new livery of Brandon McDowell. And you see our top 16 bracket right there, working our way into the top 8. We're almost halfway done. We're at the top right corner. Brandon McDowell, second qualifier, Alex Puig, the number 15th qualifier. Brandon McDowell will lead, and Alex Puig will give chase.
Yeah, quarter way through the competition. We have 4 more battles to go in the top 16. Brandon McDowell, sorry, yeah, four more battles. I got that right.
Yeah, you're right.
Brandon, I'm just making sure. Yeah. You know, 2 + 2 is 4. So Brandon McDowell, he's going to be in that Enjuku Racing 350Z. He'll be seeing battle with Alex Puig. Let's see, Brandon McDowell, Pro Spec experience, Pro 2 experience.
He was by far my favorite entries at King of County, or I'm sorry, not King of County, but Clutch Kickers. I had a little lapse of judgment. I just wanted to do a time warp. But yeah, some of the
it's not 2010, Tim.
I know. I wish it was.
It's not 2009, old guy.
Sickest entries, Clutch Kickers, by far. One of my favorite drivers. He just, a lot of style, a lot of commitment,
Yeah.
It always makes
That's
things fun.
exactly how I'd say, how I'd describe Brandon McDowell. And let's see that commitment. Oh, no! And the announcer's curse, he kind of had an awkward entry. Alex Puig having to adapt, and looks like he was able to get back in proximity all right. A little bit of a strain after inside clip from the chase position, but Brandon McDowell still bobbling a little bit in that lead position. I don't know if he's struggling with the car. I hear that he was having transmission issues earlier, but I don't know if that had any effect. Car number 407.
Wow.
Looking a little a little sloppy on that lead, but
yeah, I'm
still.
gonna see what you're talking about here. So, it does make initiation before the last. Now, Alex maybe saw something and just made a quick correction, but you definitely saw
It
he
was
tapped
a
that
late
left foot.
initiation.
Oh, okay. So they make no major correction right there by Alex Puig making his way through the infield, around into the second inside clip, and as they work their way off the course, you can see Brandon just full throttle, pedal to the metal, tons of smoke.
Luckily, he's got that throttle to just power down and put up smoke.
He's got a heavy foot.
Absolutely.
Actually, he's a heavy guy.
Well, hey, come on,
He's
man.
he's like my size.
He's
He's
well,
insulated.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. He's built for cold weather. That's what I say.
And good drifting.
And good drifting.
So Alex Puig, big bobble on that chase position. I really don't like how a lot of chase drivers are gaining too much proximity on the transition into the infield. I really want to see some of these drivers adapt to that decel area. Alex Puig now going to be leading. He's going to be in the black, green, and pink S13 hatch. Nice high on the bank. Might have tapped it with his rear bumper. Brandon McDowell now has to play catch-up. He's taking a little bit of a better line into the infield, tapping the left foot, but straightening out just a wee bit to gain the proximity. Brandon McDowell trying to close that gap. Alex Puig putting down an excellent run in his S13, crossing the line.
Wow. Okay, so what I found interesting here, it looked like Brandon definitely doing a better job getting high on that bank, but he is supposed to be following Alex Puig's line. Alex does a good job at the beginning, but he starts to drop down as he makes his way. Not as much angle, but here we go. Brandon, I don't know if he was giving some space, but boom, right there. I don't know if that was the leading end of the car, but he took out that inside clip pretty bad as he makes his way through the final turn of the course. Brandon almost right there with him, full throttle, tons of smoke. I don't know. It was a solid run, but as you can, I think right here, the shallowness of angle through. Oh, he did tap, like you mentioned that earlier. Alex Puig did tap, and that's what looks like it dropped him down on that bank.
Yeah, it did look like it did have an effect on his angle. And typically, judges they don't mind rubbing a tire or dragging a bumper on a wall, but when it affects your line, that is something that they'll take note of. Then Brandon McDowell starting to close in the gap at the end, but was it too little, too late? We'll have to see.
Well, it looks like, nope, Brandon McDowell gets the win. He's going to advance on.
McNasty gets the win.
I don't know if you can read my writing. It's pretty bad.
That looked like Panda.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
He's Panda.
Panda. Well, Brandon, Panda. No, it wasn't a Panda that won. It was Brandon McDowell that won.
The Red Panda himself.
Yep, there you go.
So we're going to go on to the next battle. We have Eric Nogueira.
Mm-hmm.
Say that South Florida accent again.
Nogueira.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, so South Florida. Nogueira.
No, that's that Sanford accent.
Oh, that's right. Eric Nogueira.
And then Douglas Santana. Douglas is going to be in the blue E46 BMW, and then Eric in the red C6 Corvette. So Doug Santana, he's coming to us from Fort Myers. He's part of the kind of Fort Myers crew. Big shout out to his sponsors, ISC Suspension and Tire Streets. Also, Tire Streets is a sponsor of the USDrift Circuit ProAM, so a big shout out to them, as well as Golden Grown, Link ECU, Drift HQ, and Jackson Performance, all able to make this event possible. So a big shout out to our sponsors. Big shout out to our crew. We have big team producing this event. We're right in the middle of top 16. We've seen some good battles. I think we have some good battles lined up coming up, and then this one should be interesting. 2 LS-powered cars, LS-powered E46 BMW, obviously an LS-powered C6 Corvette. I'd love to see a 2J swap C6 Corvette.
You probably will sooner or later. I mean, we got Michael Elsey. He's a competitor in Clutch Kickers. He has a V8-powered MK4 Supra.
There you go. Love it. So here we go on to this battle. We have Eric out in front in the red Corvette. Solid midline on the bank. Doug able to close in the proximity, getting real close on that transition into the infield. now as they go into the inside clip number 2. Doug still knocking on the door, starting to apply the pressure, getting his wheel on the door, make some noise.
Wow, look at that right there. That was nice. He was able to reel him in. And, you know, one of the things that I look at too is I look at the gap upon entry, and I want to see how that chase driver is closing that gap and what he's doing to gain that proximity. It looks like he made a little correction there, which kind of bobbled in the chase position as as Eric makes his way through the infield. He does take out that inside clip, but Douglas doing a good job of following that line, even though it wasn't the best line through the track. Staying there, and as you said, right on his door, doing a great job. Both
Look
drivers.
at him reel it in on that apron. We get to see it from the drone now. Nice mid-high line. Not on the wall, but still good enough. He's above that striped white line on the bank. Now does take up that inside clip. Doug takes on the opportunity to close in the proximity, and here we go. Just chugging a little bit closer, and then right on the door towards the finish. Way to impress the judges, as now he'll switch it up. He'll be leading this next run, and then Eric in the red Corvette will be chasing him down.
Yeah, so here we go. They're gonna switch roles, and wow, we're gonna see how this pans out, because this is if he can put down a nice solid lead run, it's gonna be fun to watch.
Absolutely. If Eric can, put on a chase position and put on a show for everyone, that would be awesome too, and impress the judges. But Doug Santana right on the wall, big smoke from that blue E46 BMW. Little left foot brake there at the inside clip. We can see the taillights, and then now into the second inside clip, we have Eric still kind of gaining that proximity, not reeling it in as fast as Doug did on his previous run, but still good run by both drivers. Douglas Santana and the blue E46, and Eric Nogueira.
Nogueira.
Oh my God, too many syllables.
That's fine. So here we go as they make their way around the track, doing a good job trying to stay high in that wall, and as they come back down way off that inside clip, flicking it back, coming around the second inside clip, kind of off that too, but as you mentioned, I mean, oh, there we go. We just got official word. Douglas Santana is going to get the win in the blue E46. Douglas Santana is going to advance on. Unfortunately, Eric Nogueira is going to have to call it a weekend, but he did a great job. It was a pretty close battle, but the judges were able to come to a conclusion.
Yeah, big ups for Douglas Santana. He's able to seat himself in that top 8 position, or a top 8 battle with Brandon McDowell. We'll see that in a bit. Now for our second to last top 16 battle. After a quick break, so we're going to run some commercials, and we'll be back in just a short time for the rest of this top 16 bracket.
Sports is made of a race compound that provides superior grip on a multitude of track surfaces. Built with sturdy sidewalls and a tread pattern designed for racing, the Accelera 651 Sport shines in any area. No other 200 tread wear tire can rival the life and durability of the Accelera 651 Sport. Paired with Tire Streets, who offers free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee, you can't go wrong. Show off for your friends with superior speed, grip, and tire smoke. We hope you enjoyed this presentation. We challenge you to rethink your rubber. Drive responsibly.
Okay, and we're back, and we're just taking care of a little protest here between Eric Nogueira and Douglas Santana. There's some questions about certain areas of track, so the judges are going to go ahead and review some of that footage, as you can see, while we are also cleaning up the track. And there's also a question about the restart light and how visible it is for the drivers. That's been an issue.
So on this protest, it's really looking at whether or not Doug straightened. Let's see, that's fine. It could be on the lead run that they're trying to. So one thing with protests is that it has to be an objective matter. Like, it has to be something objective that the judges missed.
Right.
It can't be like, oh, he wasn't on the clip as much as he was. It can't be something subjective. It can't be something that you could, weigh one to the other. That's up to the judges, but it has to be objective. So something like a straighten out is a objective matter. You can clearly see if someone's straightened out. I'm not seeing it, though. What are your thoughts?
I don't know if it's so much a straighten out or if it's a heavy bobble or exactly what they're looking for, but upon entry, it did look like very, very shallow angle from the chase position there. I don't know. Well, they're
but
deliberating.
Even the difference between a heavy bobble and a straighten is
absolutely
subjective.
Yes.
So whether or not this protest has any weight in the first place.
Right. Well,
So that's what they have to evaluate too, and they have to give it, an honest look too. They can't just toss it out as if it's nonsense. They do, our judges do really care about the decisions that they make because they do impact these drivers, and they can impact whether or not they go on to the next step of drifting or whether or not they have to pack their bags and go home early.
Yeah.
So the judges do want to make sure that they make the right decision. So that's why protests are allowed. But whether or not this one even has weight in the first place,
well, but it comes down to it. You do have your crew and you have your spotters, and they're there to try to make sure that that everything was noticed by the judges. And we've seen in the past where a call gets overturned.
Right.
In this situation, I don't know. We'll see. As their judges taking a closer look, and they're really just trying to nitpick everything. But there's, like you were saying before, like you have a bobble and you have a straight, and a lot of times you'll see a car where it's still drifting, right? The actual motion of the car is sideways, but the driver will be doing such aggressive steering that for a split second that tire will parallel with the car, even though the car is kind of still sideways.
but through a transition,
exactly.
that's something else. Like if it was a prolonged straighten, that
obvious,
would that would be way more obvious.
Oh.
So it's reversed.
Wow. So there you go. Wow. So there you go. There you have it. Wow. So the protest reversed the call.
There you go.
Eric Nogueira will be advancing, and unfortunately, Douglas Santana will now be retiring.
That
Holy cow, right?
is interesting.
Well,
I don't know if we want to get some word from the judges as
we'll
far
see.
as why. Maybe after this run.
Yeah.
But Savio Silva warming up his tires in that green S14 from Drift HQ. He's running along the side. His buddy in the E46 BMW just a little bit beyond him. These two dudes are friends. These are buddies.
Yeah,
and
business
now,
partners.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Who's going to be winning this battle could be, who has to organize the company Christmas party.
I can answer one thing. Drift HQ is going to come out on top regardless.
I'll put money on that. So, yeah, Drift HQ dudes, Savio Silva, Duarte, Vianna, and the white and orange E46 BMW. He's going to chase Savio first, and then they'll switch it up. We got the drone flying out and put in position for this top 16 battle. The drone footage is so awesome.
It is, isn't it?
Great view. Could have even called that last overturned protest. But here we go. Savio Silva, green S14, initiates. Duarte far behind. A little low on the bank. Savio needs to, tighten that up a little bit, but still looking solid, putting on a solid amount of angle. Now as they transition into the infield, I think Savio's putting his car in the right places. Duarte, though, lagging behind, about a half a school bus length between them. Now as they cross the finish line, not too bad towards the end, but the opening.
That was a great lead run.
That was an excellent lead run.
Excellent lead run. And I was mentioned before, Savio has had to battle some issues with that car, but right out of the gate, nice on the wall. Not as high as he should have been, right? He's kind of midline as he makes his way through the first bank there, and it comes nice and tight into that first. Could have been a little closer, but nice, smooth transition, flicking it in, a little off that second inside clip. Duarte doing the best job as he can follow him, but Savio, nice, smooth, fluid run as he makes his way off the track. That was a good lead run. Not the closest on the bank as you see here, but very smooth.
Yeah, Duarte's proximity was lacking.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a substantial gap between these two drivers almost throughout the whole entire run. It wasn't until the end to where Duarte really closed in on the chase. But Savio, I think he's got a great advantage with that excellent lead run. Now he's going to switch it up. He's going to have probably a little bit of an advantage as a chase driver. Again, he's going up his friend, his business colleague, and regardless, we'll see a Drift HQ car and driver move on to the next round.
Either way, it's win-lose.
So Duarte in the orange and white E46 BMW initiates. Again, kind of mid-high line. Savio taking a super shallow line to try to catch up with him. Now as Duarte hits that inside clip, he's done a nice job of keeping the momentum through the infield. Savio needs to close in the proximity. I think we're seeing a little bit from what we saw in the last run, to where they just kind of lack proximity, but the lead driver has put down an excellent run to follow.
Yeah, so some key takeaways I have on this is one thing I noticed that look how low Savio starts kind of low on the bank as they make their way into the on the bank there through the first outer zone, but he ends up high on the bank. Duarte kind of maintains a consistent position across the bank. Both do a good job throughout the infield. But, not really as close as I'd like to see them as they make their way through. Savio is cutting the line or trying to gain that proximity, but unfortunately not able to reel in Duarte as Duarte has much more aggressive. But look, so I also, like I said, I look at that gap, that distance upon entry.
That's a big bobble too.
Right. But so the drivers in the chase position, they're trying to close that gap. And unfortunately, Savio was already starting off with a handicap, right? He was already so far back when Duarte entered.
Yeah, and these aren't easy cars to drive either. You're having to juggle a lot of things, throttle, brake, steering, clutch, e-brake. You have 4 inputs that need to make the car drift in a certain way. So, give him a lot of props, but I think that some of these mistakes might catch up to one of these drivers and cause them to lose. So
yeah. One thing that was interesting, I was talking with Savio. One thing that Savio, at least as far as I'm concerned, I know him for is great steaks.
Oh my God, the steaks are so good.
The man is like a grill master. And then one time he sent me a logo. I don't know what he ever did with it, but it was a nice little logo. Had like his car and had like meat, and it was from the track to the streets with Savio's meats. It was like
Savio's meats.
Yeah, I was like, are you? I mean, it can be a little provocative.
He's got the grill set up. I saw them preparing some veggies earlier. He's got the mix-ins ready. I just want to put it out there that the judges cannot be bribed, but the announcers can. Yeah, we're open for bribes.
All I can tell you is I can't tell you how many times at Clutch Kickers where he brought us a plate full of.
Every time.
Oh my gosh!
And with nothing, no strings attached either. Like we're making jokes about these things, but yeah, it's always a big family effort. Whenever the Drift HQ guys come out here, they bring the grill, they bring the whole family. It's definitely a really cool vibe that they bring to all these competitions that they show up to.
And they bring so much excitement, and they bring their parts trailer. Drift HQ, one of the sponsors here.
Absolutely.
That parts trailer saved me a couple times at some fun days where I didn't even think it was going to be there, and thank God they were there because there were certain things that I needed. And was able to get that from them.
What a vibe they bring. They bring steak, they bring family, they bring good vibes, and they bring extra parts. Yep. All the things that a drifter really needs at an event.
Yeah. I just got looked right in the eyes by a wasp.
Yeah. Now it's looking the judges right in the eyes.
Yeah. He just came by. He was grilling me like yo, what's up, cuz? And we're not gonna leave him alone. We're not gonna swat him because.
We're not going to swat him.
If I don't kill him on the first shot, I'm going to get stung. So we're just going to let him do his thing. Anyways, back to the drifting action. Sorry, a little distracted. I have some issues with being distracted. All right. Well, we'll see.
Oh, no. You just made him angry. Oh, no.
All right. Passionate Pat the Destroyer Gooden has just taken out. That's right.
So 6 drivers eliminated and 1 wasp.
1 wasp, yeah. Wasp is done. He's eliminated. One more time. Oh,
yeah,
that's a good way.
There we go.
Make him do it again. If you can't come up to a decision, one more time. Our first one more time of the competition. OMT.
Yeah, one more time option. That is in the judges' playbook.
Hold on a second. All right, yeah, we're back, and we're just another protest, and it looks like these two drivers really are asking these judges to, I don't know, prove to them, right? This call was made, it was reversed, and will it be reversed again? I don't know, but this has got to be the end of it, right?
So everyone's pulling out their Uno reverse cards and being like, "No, man,
Reverse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is kind of confusing. Eric is in the Corvette. I think he protested that Douglas straightened out. That call got reversed. Eric got the win, and now it sounds like Douglas Santana, the blue E46, is protesting, or at least, thinking about protesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's the beauty of playback, right? We can go ahead and replay it.
Right.
And long are the days of watching, judging, no replay. I remember we used to do events over at the Homestead Speedway.
Yep.
And I would take my iPad, and that was our replay, right? So I would just record it while we're going across, and then you could play it like that. But you didn't have the ability to come back and have all these different camera angles. So
yeah. I remember announcing an event at Virginia International Raceway.
Oh, nice.
And at the time, Livestream wasn't a thing, and a media photographer had actually caught the mistake that the judges never saw, and then just ran across the track in his highlighter,
Right.
bright vest, and then showed us the camera, and they're like, yeah, he definitely did this, and the call got reversed.
Right.
So, those days are in the past. We're now in the 21st century with Livestream. We got a great broadcaster and operator here that can replay all these battles for the judges and also for you guys to see for yourself.
yeah.
And drop it in the chat. Do we have a chat?
Yeah.
Drop it in the chat if you think that the call should be reversed. Again, it is kind of a subjective sport. The judges get to ultimately make the decision, but we'd like to hear what you think too.
Absolutely. And then, as you mentioned, we have somebody behind the director's seat. Steering the helm is our own Drift Sessions' own Captain Ben. And, of course, I am Tim Murphy. My brother is out there practicing somewhere, and we are Drift Sessions. And we're out here trying to provide this live stream experience to the best of our ability and provide all these different commentating. We brought Steve-O in.
Yeah,
right?
from an outside perspective, I'm super impressed. This has been an excellent production. It's been great, talking alongside Tim Murphy. I've known you for, 10 or 12 years now.
I'll never forget one of my favorite trips of all time that we took.
Oh, no.
Road Atlanta.
God.
So basically, we rent, and I know I'm talking a lot, but we have time to kill. We rented a Sprinter van, and we bought like a 24-inch TV, flat screen TV. This was like 7 or 8 years ago. We mounted the flat screen TV right on the dashboard, right? Huge.
Yep.
Drove all the way up there, disconnected Speedo because we didn't want to pay for the extra miles.
Exactly.
Had a blast.
This was theoretical.
Oh yeah, this is what we. Yeah, right. No, yes, I'm going to go with theoretical. But what a time!
You don't want someone knocking on your door.
Oh, absolutely not. Rode Atlanta. We rented a house. Spent a whole beautiful weekend up in Georgia at Road Atlanta for Formula Drift, one of my favorite events, favorite venues for Formula Drift. What a time we had. That's our best memory with you.
That was one of my favorite times. Chris Jackson was there. Your brother was there.
Yeah.
We had a big crew. We had a lot of fun.
Bill Fisher was there. Bill Stinger and his wife.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we had an awesome time, and those driving up for those FD events have always been a dog ear and the book of life.
They're
me,
they're in my heart and my memory, and I look back in some of my best times with some of the best people.
We should do that again.
We should do that again.
Yeah.
We'll
just
now
like
now
old
I have
days.
to talk to the wife.
Yeah, and I gotta get someone to
babe.
watch the pets, and yeah.
Can I jump in a van with a bunch of sweaty guys?
That's exactly what I want to do, though.
Yes.
I mean, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, throw some beers in there and you're good to go.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's go on to our next battle. We have Ryan Acevedo. He's going to be in that pink and gray ISR Performance 350Z. He's leading with the Lexus IS 300 driven by Chris Knapp, following behind. Ryan Acevedo just really putting on a show for us. The Lexus IS dropping a tire in that follow position. He kind of has dropped off the frame and now appears at the end with Ryan Acevedo really putting on a clinic on that lead position.
Yeah, Ryan also another driver that's really been sharpening his skills the last few years. Coming into this competition experience once again through just Orlando SpeedWorld, right?
Yep.
Orlando SpeedWorld has done an amazing job, and Tommy and his crew providing this facility and making it so these drivers can come out. And as you can see, Ryan making his way getting pretty good on that second inside clip and just commanding lead from what I could tell.
Yeah, definitely young and capable, and has promising future ahead of him.
Let's see how they. Okay, so one thing I point out again is how far Chris was from Ryan as they make through. So it starts him with a handicap. Nice angle though, as you can see his wheels got a good amount of angle coming off that bank. But Ryan just laying down.
Yeah, I think he's just lacking speed. And then right here, the Lexus does a tire off.
Right.
I don't know if you could see that from the drone, but I saw it on in real life, and it wasn't the best chase run. But they'll have the still. He has the opportunity to switch it up. Chris Knapp in the blue Lexus IS 300 with the white hood. He'll have a chance to impress the judges. He will now be leading, and then Ryan Acevedo still has to put down a solid chase run to close it up. To put himself into the grade 8. So let's see what happens. We have Chris Knapp, Lexus IS 300, good initiation, 2JZ power, keeping him right on the bank, starting to kick up some of that tire dust on the bank. Now in the infield, Ryan Acevedo putting his car all in the right places, go over the jump. Now knocking over the inside clip, that's a little bit okay. That's not too bad. And then along that last sweeper, I think we see Ryan Acevedo really put the nail in the coffin on this run with Ryan Acevedo in the chase position.
Yeah, Ryan doing a great job in the chase position. But I will say Chris Knapp definitely seems a little higher on the bank as he's making his way through the first outer zone. But Ryan's right there with them as they make their way through the nice and tight. Oh, he does take out, like you said, he does take out that first inside clip. Ryan.
And then Ryan takes out the second inside clip.
So, yeah, clip for clip, but by far Ryan obviously applying more pressure in the chase position than Chris was able to do.
Yeah, I think they both had equal errors on their lead position,
nice.
But Ryan had the proximity.
Did you see that timed entry there?
Yeah,
that
was
nice.
synchronous.
It was very, so that's a great job by Ryan being able to read the lead driver as a chase driver is another. That's just more evidence of his experience and how he's grown in his competition experience as a driver. Great job, Ryan.
Ryan's not a old guy either. He's pretty young.
Yeah, he's fighting in the playground too.
So we got a decision from the judges. Ryan Acevedo gets the win.
All right, Ryan's going to advance on. And that is going to finish off, I believe. Well, no, actually, no. We got to go back to our one more time battle: Salvia Silva
correct.
and Duarte Vianna.
So Chris Napoliano knocked out a competition in the blue Lexus IS 300. He came all the way from Jersey to come here. So big shout out to his sponsors, East Coast Drift School and Detail Guys. Be sure to check him out. Big ups for coming out here. But unfortunately, he has been eliminated from the competition.
Yeah. Let's see another. Drift HQ, one of the sponsors here, along with Golden Grown, Jack's Performance, Linking CU, and Tire Streets as well. As you can see, the Tire Street banner as on both sides of the entry of the track. Tire Streets doing a great job of supporting the local drifters. I see Tire Streets really doing these aren't the pro guys, right?
No, this is ProAM.
Yeah, this is ProAM, and they do a good job of just trying to keep with the guys that are coming up and build those relationships. So we want to shout out to Tire Streets is supporting USDrift Circuit in the Pro-Am competition, and as well as Golden Grown, Link ECU, Drift HQ, and of course Jackson Performance. I mean, this is his show, right?
Yeah.
And Drift Sessions.
Action.
Drift Sessions is also. Hey, Steve-O, do you have anything that you want to shout out?
No.
No?
Nope. Just me.
Just Steve-O.
Just Steve-O.
Just Steve-O.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to shout out Taxi Garage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
My leg still hurts. If Ryan or Nick I went over to their garage and I crashed 3 or 4 times right into Charlie's car. But I'm going to let you go take this over, Steve.
All right, here we go. The two Drift HQ guys, Duarte and Savio, up for a one more time battle. They didn't really impress us with the first battle. Let's see if they can't leave it all out there for this top 16 battle. Savio in the green S14 out in front, putting up a lot of smoke. Right. Oh, no. Big spin from Savio. Duarte. Yeah, that was not a planned 360
If you would have pulled that off, would it have been 0 still?
It would have been a goose egg.
But if you would have pulled it off and just like whoosh, whoosh, and then kept going, 0. Okay, all right, well. 720. 720 would not be 0. So 360 0, 720 not so much. All right, here we go. We got the replay. Salvio doing a good job trying to get high on that bank. Duarte trying to close the gap as he drops down and make the way into the first inside, way off that first inside clip. And then, man, he flicks it way too hard.
So aggressive.
Oh, man. But he gets out of the way of his boy. Look at that. That was kind of cute.
Good J-turn.
Yeah, well, so now going into the second half of this battle, Duarte, huge advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to have pretty much the golden path to victory here. Savio, unlikely to win unless Duarte makes a big mistake or spins out himself. So Duarte is going to be in the orange and white E46. BMW initiates on the bank. Nice high line. Savio taking that shallower line like we saw in the previous battle. Now as they transition into the infield, Savio is a little bit closer than he was on the first battle too, but to impress the judges, I don't think that big bobble is going to really help him too much. Duarte out in front in the orange BMW crosses a line, probably going to win.
Yeah, I think I'm already hearing word from the judges, but Savio's job right here from the chase position is try to apply as much pressure on Duarte as possible to try to cause him to make that major error, to try to push it to another one more time. But as you can see, Duarte cool under pressure, making his way nice and tight on that first inside clip.
Yeah,
coming
right
around to
there, Savio.
Boom, straight.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, but it looks like we got the word from the judges. Duarte Vianna is going to advance on to the top 8. And that right there concludes our top 16 battle. If we can get that that bracket placed back up on the screen, we can go ahead and take a look at the battles and see how this played out, and we can go ahead and look at the top 8 battles. It's going to be some hard-fought battles coming up. These guys don't have too much time. They want to get some fresh tires on the cars, make sure their cars are cooled down. Unfortunately, Savio had a great showing, but just that spin, oh man, what a shame.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but either way, a Drift HQ member goes on to the Grade A, and this is really where the good starts, or the great starts to separate from the good, and we start to see the driver's skills really start to shine. They've gotten past the jitters of the top 16. They've gotten themselves into a battle that they've won. They've got themselves some points secured. Now they just have to really bring it on and bring it on home to the Final Four and then the finals themselves. Right. So we have the bracket up on the screen. Our next battle is going to be Brad Saint-Germain versus Billy Mitchell, 2 LS-powered Nissans. Lee Yearwood and Jaden Martirana. This is going to be interesting. Corvette versus Lee Yearwood in the S13. Brandon McDowell and Eric. That's going to be the third top 8 battle that we'll see. Again, after the kind of controversial protest between Eric and Douglas Santana, Eric got the win, and then we'll be seeing battle with Brandon McDowell in that 350Z from Ginkel Racing. And then Duarte, who you just saw, you'll be seeing the LS-powered 350Z driven by Ryan Acevedo. So we got some exciting heavy hitters headed your way. We're in the top 8, and looks like we're going to head on to our first battle with Billy Mitchell and the Billy Mitchell Racing 350Z and Brad Saint-Germain. And both these guys kind of self-sponsor their cars a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Brad. Well, actually, Bradley Saint-Germain just picking up Golden Grown as one of the major sponsors. They provided the beautiful livery. Mine's flip-flop. Mine's yellow in the front and black in the back.
Love it.
But the Jackson Performance doing big things in 2022.
Yeah, I like it. I like how the gold and black and gold looks on that S14. I think it's a really good-looking car. And it looks great sideways, too, and the driver behind it can put on a good show. So let's see what we got with Brad Saint-Germain out in front in the yellow, black, and gold 240SX S14. Nice high on the bank. Billy Mitchell taking a super shallow line, having to basically reinitiating, almost T-boning into Bradley Saint-Germain. Super sloppy in the chase position. Coming out of the smoke, Billy Mitchell is starting to really try to clean up his act and get on the door of Brad Saint-Germain. But I think it's going to be a little bit too late as they cross the finish line. Brad Saint-Germain putting on an awesome lead run. What do you think, Tim?
I'll tell you right now, Brad, #1 qualifier, coming out here and obviously showing why he's the #1 qualifier by look how high he gets up on that bank. Got full throttle, nice angle, commitment to angle, but Billy Mitchell.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not
over
cut
the
it.
place.
That's not going to cut it.
He's not doing himself any favors by bobbling like that, possibly zeroing out his chase run. So right now, Billy Mitchell has a lot of ground to make up. He needs to put down that solid qualifying run, but Bradley coming out here definitely doing a great job of putting that qualifying run. So it's going to be interesting to see because we did see the last time Bradley went out there, he wasn't as close as he should have been against Adam Ginkel, whether it was him playing it safe. So it's going to be interesting to how he plays
playing
it
safe again?
And
will he
what is
pull
his
that
spotter
same card? Yeah, that's a good question. He won it with the last run, so he could do the exact same thing and maybe win it again.
Yeah.
And he won't put his car at risk. He will securely put himself into the Final Four. It's not a bad strategy. We like to see him close, but at the same time, the car has got to make it all the way there.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, they're going to be switching it up. Billy Mitchell on the top of the bank in that white 350Z LS Power by Billy Mitchell Racing. Also shout out to Kansai and Tire Stacks for helping him get in here. He's from Edgewater, Florida. Billy Mitchell and Brad Saint-Germain. He's down by you guys. He's in Homestead.
Oh, wow, it's a restart. Wow, so this is something that has been playing an interesting role. So I guess this is going back to, this is going to be run 1 now, correct? Now if you want to correct that. Yep, so this is run 1. So there's a restart light. If something happens, the restart light is lit up, but the drivers unfortunately are not paying attention to the restart light. And what we've seen in the past is when the restart, they put a lot of wear on their tires. It didn't go off.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So, okay. So what we're getting word from the judges is that there's a restart light. When the judges call a restart, the guy at the line will trigger that restart light. That restart light, unfortunately, did not go off. So they're going to allow the drivers to change their tires because we saw this play a role in the restart. These guys, I mean, they only get like 2 laps per set of tires.
Yeah.
If they go on that 3rd lap, they're losing traction. They're losing just everything that connects this car to the ground. So we're going to go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
While those guys change tires and come back out.
Yeah, unfortunately, OSW is kind of known to be a little bit of a cheese grater for tires. It really starts to, degrade these, $200, $100, $200 sets of tires pretty quick. So you only get about 2 runs, and then if you get a restart, then your tires are pretty much gone on that 3rd run. So we're going to let them change tires. Some type of technical difficulty with the restart light, so we're kind of giving them our good graces and allowing them to reset some tires. So,
yeah, so anyways, we got pulling up to the line, we got Lee Yearwood is going to be in the lead position, and Jay the Drifter, Jaden Martirana is going to chase.
Yep, Jay is in the Corvette. He's got the target top off. He's soaking in the sun. He's coming to us all the way from Montreal, and he's going to be chasing down Lee Yearwood from Melbourne, Florida. Lee out in front of the red S13. Good initiation. Mid-high line on the bank. Jay not too far. A little bit of a distance, a little bit of a gap, but still as they come onto the infield, solid transition by Lee Yearwood. But there you go. Jay the Drifter is right on his tail, losing a little bit of proximity as they transitioned into the apron, interesting, which is usually when we see the drivers close it up. But then Lee Yearwood finishing out strong in that lead position.
Yeah, I mean, Lee Yearwood doing a great job. His consistency is, as he develops as a driver and a competitive driver, you can see it's more consistent. Nice angle, high on the bank, coming down, trying to drop in, get nice and close on that first inside clip as he does. Jaden trying to keep up. Looks like I kind of lost him in the camera there, but just seemed like, I don't know if he had a bobble as he made his way through the center of the field, but man, look at Lee Yearwood, just full throttle, nice angle, making his way very smooth, nice and fluid. That's another thing. Look, another Mondry on the entry. Did initiate a little low, but he kept it above those white lines.
Yeah, I think that was a good initiation by Lee Yearwood, and he was pretty silky smooth through his lead run. I think Jay really kind of needed to tighten up his chase position. He comes in a little bit shallow, knocks over the inside clip, and then just kind of loses Lee on that last turn on the apron. So I think it's going to be a big advantage towards Lee Yearwood as he is now chasing, and Jay will be leading. So this is your second battle in the Grade 8.
Yep.
Second out of 4. And we have Jay and Lee off and ready to go. Oh, I think we have some type of hiccup by Jay, causing a slowdown on the entry, and then still, initiates and starts drifting. Hard transition down onto the bank, really seeing those cars jump up in the air, seeing that suspension travel, but then Lee Yearwood starting to close in the proximity, closing that gap, and looking strong towards the finish.
Wow, I really want to, it's going to be interesting to watch this played back because Jay, I don't know if he slowed up, or if Lee Yearwood put himself in a bad position. We've seen that before. But
looks like he maybe missed a gear.
Yeah, so almost missed a gear, slowed down, causing Lee Yearwood. But Lee Yearwood, once again, his experience is shining through.
Right.
He's able to capitalize, adapt, and overcome as he's able to get back in the pocket and chase down Jay the Drifter as he makes his way through the course. Jay doing a good job once he got past that first mistake. filling out all the zones and keeping his nice angles smooth and fluid throughout the track. But Lee Yearwood definitely showing his experience as he makes his way.
And we got a decision from the judges. Lee Yearwood will get the win,
There you
eliminating Jay Martirana in the C6 Corvette. So big shout out to this 13-year-old coming in and, you know, competing up against guys almost double his age, if not more. So big shout out to him, as well as his sponsors, Empire Auto and FDF.
Yeah, doing a good job. Jay the Drifter. Jay, let me say that again. Martirana.
we're gonna butcher that every time.
Yeah, we are. It's different name. That's one of the hardest things of being an announcer. We want to make sure we don't upset anybody. Pronounce names correctly. But I call him Jay the Drifter. He's part of my team.
There you go.
Way to go, Jay.
Yeah, so unfortunately he's eliminated from the competition, but Lee Yearwood moving on to the Final Four. Now we're on back to this
Restart.
Yeah, this restart. It's not a one more time. This is just a, you know, clean the slate, get it, you know, let's get this done right. The drivers had a chance to change tires. Brad Saint-Germain in the black and gold, S14 at the top, and then Billy Mitchell chasing him down in the white 350Z. Nothing is brought over from that last run. That doesn't count.
Clean slate.
Clean slate. Let's see what they can do. Brad Saint-Germain, black and gold S14, LS Power, LS 408 Stroker from Homestead, Florida. He will be leading us off with Billy Mitchell from Edgewater, Florida, chasing him down. Manji entry from both drivers. Good initiation. Mid-high line by Brad Saint-Germain. Billy Mitchell doing a lot better job this run in the chase position. Now as they transition into the infield. Oh, Billy Mitchell right on the rear bumper of Brad Saint-Germain. Now onto the second inside clip. Does tap it, does knock it over. Billy Mitchell does need to kind of close in that gap towards the finish, but Brad Saint-Germain really putting on an excellent lead run.
So the question is, did he put himself in the wrong position, right? So we got Bradley Saint-Germain in that golden grown S14 chasing or leading the BMR 350Z of Billy Mitchell as they make their way through the bank. Here we go. This is where you want to pay attention right here. Bradley doing a good job getting tight on that clip, but look.
He slows
Billy,
up.
yeah, Billy just, well, I mean, Bradley I think did a good job, but Billy Mitchell put himself in the bad, I don't know if he got lost in the smoke, but it looks like he put himself in the bad position. Maybe we get the next replay with the drone footage.
I think Saint-Germain in the black and gold S14. Okay, so we have the initiation. We have the bank. This looked great.
Great.
Billy Mitchell really improved from his last run in the chase.
Gaining proximity right there.
And then here, right?
Well, I mean,
he kind of touches that full lock position. Brad Saint-Germain hits full lock, and it does look like it slows down.
Does look like it slows down, but he's given that angle what the judges want to see, and he's
True.
all full throttle. So it comes down to, was it a mistake? I can't necessarily say it was a mistake because it is Billy's job to follow his line.
Yeah.
Angle for angle and line for line.
You're right. So now we're going on to run number 2 in the top 8. Billy Mitchell will be leading in the white 350Z on top, and then Brad Saint-Germain chasing him in the black and gold S14. Both these cars are powered by LS Power engines. These are the engines that come out of Corvettes and so many other Chevy GM cars. Lots of lag from Brad Saint-Germain, not able to initiate at the same time. Big gap has formed. Let's see if we can't tighten that up. And now we have Billy Mitchell cruising on his lead run. Will this be able to knock out Brad Saint-Germain, our number 1 qualifier? I don't know. I would hate to be a judge right now.
Yeah, so this is the thing. Okay, Billy Mitchell obviously put himself in a bad position, right? Whether that was the fault of Bradley throwing a lot of angle through that course, Billy Mitchell definitely straightened out heavy bobble, right? So he's coming off a major deficit. So there you go,
gap.
Bradley Saint-Germain playing it too safe almost, it seems like. I wouldn't say he's not there, but, you know, he got to the point where it's kind of close. Now he does start to try to reel him in, but that gap on entry is a lot to overcome.
Yep.
Billy Mitchell doing a great job filling all the gaps and putting on a smoke show. Nice angle, fluid throughout the track, hitting the zones. He does take out that outside clip at the end there. I don't know how much that's going to fault. So was that correction from Billy Mitchell? Was that too much for him to overcome in this with this run here?
Yeah, this is a huge gap. You can't even see Brad Saint-Germain except for a couple times. You know, even in this drone chase, I think this is going to be a big advantage to Billy Mitchell. He did make a number of mistakes on that washed run
So
where the restart light wasn't working.
Lead run versus lead run,
But
I don't know.
That's good. That's a good point, Tim.
Yeah.
Is that I think this is going to be pretty clear cut for the judges, though, and that Billy Mitchell had a really good lead against another really good lead, but the chase versus chase.
So chase versus chase, I mean, okay, so Bradley wasn't there, right? He didn't have the proximity. It's not that he wasn't there, but obviously the proximity was nowhere near where it should have been. Billy Mitchell, did he zero out his chase run, right? And was
point.
Bradley far enough to give him a 0, right?
So did they zero out on both their chase runs?
And then it would come down to lead run versus lead run. So then,
okay,
man, not a good time to be a judge.
Yeah, not a good time to be a judge or sitting in these cars right now. It's you know, a lot of effort is put on this decision. You know, getting here, spending money on the tires and fixing your car, spinning all night.
Oh, wait,
fixing
who's
something.
that?
Is that Chris Jackson?
That was the world famous Chris Jackson down there.
Wow.
Interesting. So they're running this back. The judges want to look it over again. The judges, I do want to make mention, have world-class judges. We have Kelsey Rawlings, Drift Chick. We have passionate Pat Gooden, and we have the world famous Jeff Abbott, all out here, all world famous. Really.
Probably 30, 40 years of drifting experience combined.
Easily. Pro experience too,
right?
So this isn't just drifting. We do have pro drivers here. Excellent job. Well-seasoned judges and drivers as we have here judging for today. So, hey.
And there you have it. Billy Mitchell gets
wow.
the win, knocking out our #1 qualifier, Brad Saint-Germain. So unfortunately, he's going to be knocked out. But big shout out to him and his sponsors for making it possible to come out here. Shift Culture, Saint-Germain Farm. This guy tends to his fields during the day.
Pause.
Okay, so it wasn't an active chase. So I don't know if you heard that through the mic, but it was a 0 for the inactive chase, thus giving the win to Billy Mitchell.
Yeah, and that almost bit him against Adam Ginkel as well.
Yeah.
So I guess that's something that Bradley's going to have to work on. He can't. I don't know if he was playing it safe or if he maybe missed a gear or something at the start, but we saw that when he went against Adam Ginkel that he gave that lead driver a lot of room. And you don't want to put it in the hand of judges, right? I mean, you want to play it safe, but playing it too safe and
cost you at the end.
Cost him at the end, unfortunately.
Yeah, so Brad Saint-Germain eliminated from the competition. Billy Mitchell moving on to the Final Four. We have 2 more.
And yeah, Billy Mitchell's going to be facing Lee Yearwood, so that's going to be an excellent battle.
That's going to be a really good battle. This is going to be the battle off of 95. Both these guys are living on the East Coast of Florida, and we'll be seeing battle in the Final Four. But first, we must finish these top 8 battles. We have 2 more to go in the top 8. Brandon McDowell versus Eric in the red C6 Corvette.
Yeah, what a play on my emotions, right? I mean, it was Eric and Douglas. Douglas got the first win. It got flipped. Nogueira took the second. Reversed the call, and then it was questioned again. But fortunately for Eric Nogueira, he was able to reign supreme and just fight that battle, fight that protest off.
Yep.
And here you go, see him against Brandon McDowell, but he's got his hands full with Brandon McDowell.
Yeah, Brandon McDowell, he's a heavy hitter. He's going to be hard to beat. This is not going to be, an easy thing to kind of like get through, kind of win by protest or anything. This is going to be straight up driving against Brandon McDowell. He's going to be leading this position. He qualified higher. The red Corvette going to be chasing him down. Brandon McDowell, good at entry, nice high line. The Corvette struggling big time in the chase position, but look at Brandon McDowell really filling in that outside zone, killing it on the inside zones as well. Now onto the apron, putting up a smoke show from that Injuku Racing 350Z. Brandon McDowell on that lead run, impressing the judges, impressing us, hopefully impressing you guys. Car number 407.
Wow. I just tell you, Brandon McDowell, one of my favorite drivers to watch. Look how he just gets on the throttle. I don't think he just got that heavy foot just on the throttle. Unfortunately, Nogueira just can't get it together as he makes his way through on the bank. But look at Brandon just putting a smoke show out, full throttle, nice angle, quick snap the way he transitions, just absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, Nogueira just has his hands full and he's not able to put down the chase run that I think he needed to in order to take out Brandon McDowell.
One of my favorite things about the mindset of Brandon McDowell is that he's a no-lift kind of guy.
You could see it in his driving. I mean, he just looked full throttle all the way around.
Full commitment.
Yeah, I think next time I go do an event, I'm just going to practice just keep my foot on the floor and just see how I do, because that's what it takes to win.
Don't lift.
Never lift.
Never lift.
All right.
There you go. So take it from the pros. Never lift. Brandon McDowell. Michael Scott.
And here they go. They're lining back up again. Nogueira, he's really got his hands full. He's going to have to put down as close to a 100-point qualifying run in that lead position.
Yeah, he's at a disadvantage here. The Corvette really struggled. Eric really struggled on that chase position. He has a chance. He still has an opportunity. Good initiation by both drivers. Eric in the Corvette still taking a nice line on the bank. Not as much commitment as Brandon did on his lead, but then as they transition in the infield, Brandon starts to reel them in, catching them bass, catching them cars on the chase. Brandon McDowell close to the door of the Corvette, makes some noise.
Wow. I mean, I just want to go ahead, like you said, we could change his name to Brandon No Lift McDowell, because look at right here, already smoking the tires before entry. Already smoking the tires before entry
There you
as he
go.
makes his way high on the bank, riding the bank better than the lead car as they make their way through the first outer zone and dropping in nice and deep. Brandon doing a great job, like I said. Brandon
he's
No Lift
mimicking-
McDowell, mimicking almost tit for tat as they make their way through the center of the course. Did I say tit for tat? Sorry, Jared Deanna. I think I stole that from you. But we're making our way, and Brandon doing a great job, sucking up as close as he can. But whew, what a lead run, what a chase run by Brandon McDowell. Brandon No Lift McDowell.
There we go. I think he's earned himself a new nickname among others. I think it is obvious he did get the win, correct? Brandon McDowell for the win?
Brandon McDowell, there
Awesome.
you go.
Confirmed by the judges. Brandon McDowell gets the win. He's going to be in the top 4 against the winner of this next battle.
Wow, Duarte versus Ryan Acevedo. Avocado, if you know him closely, he goes by the name quite a bit. I think he should capitalize on that. Maybe get sponsored by Haas Avocado, paint his car green. Hey, they got a lot of money, right?
The 350Z is kind of shaped like an avocado.
It is. If you cut it in half, it's boom, you're done.
Yeah, and inside is a little seed that you have to hit, hit with the knife and pop out.
Are you talking about we got to pop Ryan out of the car with a knife?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. That's kind of violent, but I like it. We're going to go with it. Ryan Acevedo, Ryan Avocado. You know him, you love him. He's definitely a fan favorite, crowd favorite, but he's going against Duarte Vianna, that Drift HQ E46. Different, I was actually surprised to see his change in livery, right? Because he always, the Drift HQ guys to be that signature green.
Yeah, that Brazil flag green, right?
Yeah, but this beautiful livery almost looks like a Miami Dolphin color. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, it kind of does have like a Miami Dolphin kind of vibe to it when they bring out the orange jerseys.
Yeah.
And, Duarte Vianna, he's down in Fort Myers, so could be an inspiration. It could not. I don't know.
We'll get some clarification on that.
Could just be a cool color.
Could be just a cool color. Nice design.
I think it
like
looks
the way
great.
It does. It pops. It's really nice, bright colors. I like the
good Florida colors.
Yeah, it's great Florida colors. Absolutely represent Florida.
Absolutely. And then Ryan Acevedo with the gray and pink 350Z. The pink also has some symbolic, with breast cancer awareness and that fight. So big ups for Brian to put that on display.
Mm-hmm.
Brings him no revenue. It doesn't help
Right.
him at all, but it really puts that word out there that he's here to help and spread that awareness. So he's going to be leading Ryan Acevedo in the gray and pink 350Z, sponsored by ISR Performance and Juku Racing, BC Racing. He's out in front with Duarte from Drift HQ chasing him behind. Good initiation by both drivers, with Duarte starting to close up the door, closing the proximity on the late side of the bank. Now as they head into the infield, this is where it always gets tricky on that transition, but Duarte puts his car right where he needs to put it, right on the door, through inside clip number 2, and then keeping it close through this last Reaper. Make some noise, clatter up them keys. I don't know. That was an excellent follow run by Duarte.
Well, so I'm gonna kind of nitpick this here, because Acevedo I think had a great lead run, and this is where I'm gonna nitpick it, because he had a great lead run. There was no reason for Duarte to take out this inside clip like he does.
Ooh,
bam,
That
with
was
the leading edge of his car.
Yeah.
So that I see as a major mistake. If he was following Ryan's line, lead for lead now, obviously it looks great. Great proximity, cut the track where he needed, put himself where he needed to be. The only thing that I could see as the judges,
That's a big mistake,
That's
too.
a big mistake. I mean, he didn't just tap it; he took it out with the leading edge of his car. So
yeah, it might have had dropped a tire off that white course marker. Yeah, and it looks like he dropped a tire or two there. So it did look great. Definitely put on a show.
Picture
but
perfect.
technically,
right.
Yeah, he's going to be at a disadvantage.
And that's what happens, right? The judges, they have to put these clipping points, they have to put these zones in order to come up with a victor. Because you can't just watch them go around. We have to make it challenging for them and just come down to the wire on what we're going to win, lose, or draw. If you take out a clip, that could cost you.
Yeah, that's that situational awareness, that spatial awareness. Mm-hmm. They have to know where they can put their cars and where they cannot. It's also one of those things where you have to adapt to it, is that he came off the bank and just kind of put his car in a weird position that caused him to hit that inside clip. So now they're going to switch it up. Duarte's now out in front in that orange BMW. Ryan Acevedo chasing him down in the gray 350Z. Now let's see if Ryan can keep himself from making the same mistake that Duarte did on that previous run. Did a little bit of left foot brake, but looking pretty solid and pretty squeaky clean comparatively. I did see the inside clip get tapped, but now as they head across the line, great proximity by both drivers.
So, wow. So now
Another great run.
Yeah, so the judges are going to have to analyze the lead runs, lead run for lead run. I think Acevedo did a much better job in his ISR 350Z from the chase position following the line. I think Duarte maybe had a little better proximity. Came through both nice and tight on that inside clip, but Ryan does take out, I think, this second inside clip.
No, Duarte takes it out first.
Oh, so okay, so there you go. So Duarte having trouble with those inside clips. Ryan doing a great job following the line, right? So if Duarte hits that clip, it's okay for Ryan to hit that clip because his job is to follow that line. Both nice and high on that bank. Wow, that was a great battle.
Excellent battle. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this maybe goes to one more time. Drop it in the chat if you think that it could go one more time.
See, I don't know.
But I think it's going to be a couple, technical mistakes. But Ryan Acevedo gets the win. Ryan Acevedo in the gray and pink 350Z gets the win, eliminating Duarte Vianna. So Drift HQ eliminated.
Unfortunately, Drift HQ, they did sponsor the event, but they are not going to be walking away with a podium today.
Yeah, they didn't bribe the judges.
No, they didn't bribe the judges. That's
not
for
even
sure.
with steak.
Not even with steak. But maybe Salvia's cookie right now, because since maybe can bring us over some steak. It is a little longer walk though.
The Final Four is coming up, and I think that is perfect steak time.
I think Final Four is steak time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if you're hearing this over in the Drift HQ pits, the announcers are hungry. You guys are out of the competition. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
But it's steak time.
Yeah, but we're not done yet. I don't know if we can get that the bracket back up on the screen.
But we're actually going to look at a couple of replays first.
Oh, okay. So we are actually in the same room as the judges, so we're able to hear exactly what's going on. That's definitely a benefit for us as announcers to be able to bring you up-to-date information. Our job as announcers is not just to sound amazing and look pretty, but it's to provide you with information, educate the listeners.
That's not our job?
That's not our job, but we just do it so well.
There we go.
Yes, we do it so well. Unfortunately, that's not our job. Our job is to educate the viewers and provide that play-by-play action for those of you that are watching and help explain maybe what's going on with the calls, right?
Yeah, we're just trying to bridge the gap between the judges and the action on the track. Obviously, you guys can see it, but the judges see it from their professional eyes. They've done this for a long time. They see it a slightly different way. So we're just here to kind of translate that for you guys. Google Translate doesn't have a drift, language, unfortunately. So we are kind of, that intermediary to where we have to, tell you guys what the judges are seeing, and we're seeing it at the same time as they are.
That's
so,
right.
And we're flawed, they're flawed, but they have a lot more experience, and there's 3 of them. So, that makes it so much easier.
Let me just so Jeff has got his flaws, and Kelsey, no, not too much. Pat, perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect, passionate, perfect passion packing it good.
That alliteration just is perfect.
It's all full of
makes
peas.
it. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But anyways, so that's what our job is, and hopefully you've enjoyed this live stream, and we are almost getting to the end. As you can see, that is the bracket. We've gone almost all the way through the event. We are down to the top 4.
Yep.
And Billy Mitchell will be going against Lee Yearwood. Brandon McDowell will be facing off against Ryan Acevedo.
Ooh, there's 3 350Zs left in the competition.
What is up with that?
Nissan
350Zs.
Only top 4.
World War Z.
Yeah, that's just the state of drifting. You don't see as many, 240SXs or E36s or, even Miatas for that matter in the competition. It's going to be the 350Z smoke show.
I mean, I have one, but I don't. You know what? I have to take that back. When I bought the Z, I was like, I hate Zs, blah, blah. But it checked all the marks, right? It was reliable. The aftermarket was there, right? Just the geometry of it was there, and it was affordable, especially at the time I bought it.
Checks
right?
all the boxes.
Yeah, checks all the boxes. So
and that's just what 240s were 10 years ago.
Yeah, but
20 years ago.
I think the 240 sounded better. So I think that the thing with me is the 350Z is just the way it sounds. But like you said, check all the boxes off. I bought one, and I actually have grown to love it.
Aw,
yeah,
what a love story.
Yeah, it is a love story. It's a little bittersweet, but I love it. And, but I'll tell you what, when my E46 is done, will I keep it? I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of broke right now, so it's probably going to be in my garage for a while.
Yeah, my Mazda 3 won't do anything compared to any of these cars, so I have nothing to add on that. Yeah, it gets me to Publix and back pretty well.
Huh? There you go.
You know, it has cruise control and
That's
AC.
nice. Air conditioning is very important,
Yeah.
especially in the upcoming months.
Yeah, the hell months
Orlando.
are upon us. It's going to be hot and humid, but we have a beautiful day here at Orlando SpeedWorld, and you know, beautiful people making this beautiful event possible. So I appreciate all the people coming out here, spending their hard, you know, their time and effort to make this event possible. Big shout out to the course workers and staff, as well as our judges and production crew.
Everybody has a passion for the sport, right? Whether you're a driver, one of the camera crew, one of the drone pilots, even a lot of the staff here, they don't even drift, but it's just that love of cars, the love of motorsports that brings us all together, and that spans not just generations, but racial divide. I mean, if everybody could just love drifting, we would have world peace.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a sport where everyone pitches in. Doesn't matter if it's your competitor and they need a part, you'll help out. You'll even sometimes see teams wrenching on other teams' cars. It's really a beautiful sport, and people come together for this. So Lee Yearwood, Billy Mitchell. Let's see what they can do. Lee Yearwood is out in front in the red S13. Super low line from Billy Mitchell. Not sure what he was trying to do there, but Lee Yearwood looking not in his rearview mirror and just looking straight and forward and putting his car all in pretty good places. A little off that inside clip too, but you know, still, you know, making sure that he can finish this lead run. But Billy Mitchell is struggling quite a bit to get his car even close to Lee Yearwood.
So the Lee Yearwood, I would say he had a solid lead run, but like you mentioned, he was off those clips. Let's see, he's pretty high on the bank. He's in between that white line, but Billy Mitchell way too low. I don't know what happened on initiation, but what a handicap he's going to have to try to overcome in this next round as they switch positions. But Lee Yearwood way off the clips, though. Not the best. I mean, it looks good, good angle. A little off throttle right there, trying to get back on the line. Way off all his clips. Unfortunately, well, fortunately for Lee Yearwood, Billy Mitchell just did not put a solid chase run down, so that's going to give him the advantage going into the next half of this battle.
And we typically don't want to see battles like this, is that, you know, then it turns into mistake versus mistake. We want to see heroics, you know, hero versus hero, you know, killing it versus, you know, absolutely, you know, doing an awesome job on the run. So either way, we're really trying to see good runs here, but unfortunately it has to come down to some of these sloppy mistakes versus sloppy mistakes. Billy Mitchell will now lead in that white 350Z. LS Power from Billy Mitchell Racing. Lee Yearwood a little bit lagging behind, but starts to catch up on the bank, goes really high on the bank, kind of getting lost in the smoke here. Billy Mitchell still coming down. Lee Yearwood offline, off angle, off mimic. I don't know. This is going to be kind of tough to call, but Billy Mitchell getting out of the throttle just a little bit to just kind of cruise through the finish line.
Yeah, so Lee Yearwood in his lead run way off the clips, but what I want to see here is at the end of the first outer zone, the bank here, Lee Yearwood does something weird. I don't know if he hung on the bank too long, but it seemed like it really drew him offline. He gets lost in the smoke, as he mentioned. Billy Mitchell doing a great job. Better on the inside clips than Lee Yearwood was in his lead run, but not the major mistake that Billy Mitchell had from the chase position. So I think Lee Yearwood maybe was playing safe, but he did seem like he got lost in that smoke.
I don't know.
Coming off. And this is right at the end of the bank here is where I'm curious to see.
Yeah, I mean, Lee Yearwood's way off the line here. He goes super, you know, deep in that bank. Maybe, you know, gets, you know, loses grip with the tire dust that's up there.
It almost it looked like almost his wheel was straight, didn't it? Yeah, it looked like almost. We want to get that played back on the drone, but if you watch midway around the first outer zone, it seemed like Yearwood almost straightened out. Watch his front wheels as we go around and play this again. So mid bank, so right about almost there, right here.
Yeah.
Look, he's so lost in the smoke though.
It's hard to see. Yeah, his wheels are straight, but it does kind of still. I think he's still drifting a little bit.
Well, so that's the thing. So, and that's another thing that I noticed at some of the battles of clutch kickers. They had certain areas that they would call it almost like a rolling burnout, right? So you still got the smoke. You may have angle, but then it's that illusion of the wheels being straight in the car and how's the car moving and everything. So I don't know. That may be a major mistake by Lee Yearwood. The judges are definitely pointing that out.
Yeah, as they deliberate, it's a lot of kind of this versus that,
Right.
which one's more, looking at the runs over and over again, that kind of all goes into making their decision. It's not as quick as just driver A, driver B, or one more time. It's a lot of, kind of bullet points that feed into that final decision.
Yeah, and we got world famous Chris Jackson walking around the screen. But here we go, back to the drone footage, and then now this heavy
Super
correction.
low.
Yeah, he was straight too. So now what are the judges going to do? They're going to are they going to zero out both chase runs? So if they zero out both chase runs and they go lead for lead, I would have to say that Billy Mitchell had a better lead run.
Yeah, drop it in the chat if you think that this driver or that driver should go on, or maybe even a one more time. Tell us what you think. I don't like seeing the one more time battles to where it's like mistake versus mistake, but it was just like too close to call.
Right.
But I think it could come down to that.
Look at that right there. Waste just didn't like double initiate almost as Billy Mitchell is from the chase position, but Lee Yearwood's lead run way off the clips. Way off those clips. Totally missing all three of those little markers. I mean, nice angle, nice and fluid throughout the track, nice smoke, good on the throttle, right? The judges were looking for that heavy foot on the throttle. But, this is not an easy call for the judges.
Yeah, we'll see what they come up with. We were looking at these replays several times just to be sure. This is a Final Four battle, so the winner of this goes on to the finals.
Yeah, it is, but there's so much smoke there. It makes it really hard, but it does look like Lee Yearwood straightened out coming down that bank. Unfortunately, just so much smoke, it's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, just gets lost in the smoke, burning up these tires.
Wow. Maybe we can get like a electronic filter that can just filter out the smoke.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be nice.
Or just a vacuum that sucks it up.
Yep, smoke delete the smoke.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's the problem.
Clean your hands.
Clean your hands.
Job's
wipe it,
done.
Done it. Yep.
All right, so while the judges are looking at that, I just want to roll through the prizes for the USDrift Circuit overall competition. It's going to be for first place of the overall championship. It's going to be a Link ECU $1,500 in gift prizes, along with second place gets $1,250,000. I'm sorry. Let me say this again. $1,250. Yeah, $12,000 for second place.
Yeah, no, this is
$1,250 in gifts from Link ECU for second place, and then $1,000 in gifts from Link ECU for third place. And then all the drivers pitch in for a USDC pot that gets split at the after each round, and then a little bit goes towards the main pot at the end. So there's going to be a little bit of cash going their way too. So it's a little bit of nice package that these drivers can hopefully win, but more so the Formula D licenses.
Yeah, and then really that's what they're looking for, right? These drivers most of these drivers, right, have been drifting and competing and battling it out, building their car, making it better, developing a program that's going to carry them in to Formula Drift and compete at that pro level.
And they all have aspirations of making it pro. Right. We're seeing a lot of young and capable drivers, and also some drivers that have been in the scene for forever, and just shooting their shot and seeing if they can't make it into Formula D. Lee Yearwood has been drifting forever.
Right.
All right, Billy Mitchell gets the win. The judges want to say Kelsey Rawlings. One of our judges will be sharing their decision.
Take it away.
Hello. We just thought we should hop on here and explain that one a little bit. Basically, watching both follows, they both had a pretty big incident in their follow run that was like a low angle or a straight, and it's very hard to tell from the angle. We basically thought that they were fairly even mistakes, both big mistakes. So we thought they were pretty even on that follow. It really came down to their leads. We felt that Billy did have a slightly stronger lead, particularly through that transition to that second inner. So we decided Billy gets the win based on that better lead run.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That was very close, and I think we were talking about that, right? If you wash out both the chase runs, it comes down to lead run versus lead run, and we did point out Lee Yearwood was way off those inside clips. Billy Mitchell able to tuck in, not the best, but better.
but better.
And edge out the win.
And that's just enough to get the win and see himself in the finals. So he'll be seeing battle with whoever wins from this next battle. 2 LS Power 350Zs, both sponsored by Enjuku Racing ISR, kind of all under the same roof over there. But Ryan Acevedo, a lot younger than Brandon McDowell, but Brandon McDowell with that heavy foot and that full commitment attitude.
Yeah.
This could be good.
Yeah, Ryan's going to have his hands full. I believe Ryan's battled against Brandon before. I'm not too sure. But, man, Brandon, I love the color change. I'm loving the Enjuku red 350Z. And like you said, he just drives it like a beast.
I always love seeing a red Enjuku car out on the track in competitions.
They've been around for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, one of the first competitors in professional drifting way back in the day.
Wild Bill Sherman.
Yeah, exactly. Wild Bill Sherman. Go down the list and see some OGs down there. But Brandon McDowell already smoking the tires on initiation. Randy Acevedo waiting for his opportunity to close in the proximity while they're still on the bank. Now as they come into the infield, Ryan Acevedo, making sure that his car is in the right position to hit that transition. Goes a little bit wide in the chase position, but then Brandon McDowell laying down the smoke, full throttle, full commitment. Wow. There we go.
Yeah, so Brandon obviously going to put down a commanding lead run. Ryan doing a great job, as you're going to see in just a minute, gaining proximity throughout that first outer zone on the bank there. Watch as he gains proximity, not sacrificing much line, though. Like, he's still above those white markers. But, of course, Brandon put on a smoke show now. It's interesting as they make through. Brandon a little off that inside clip. Ryan right there with him, but falls off right there. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out when we see that in the drone footage as they come around. But look at Brandon.
That's got to be frustrating from Ryan Acevedo.
And we're really nitpicking.
Yeah, I know we are. We're trying to kind of nitpick and be a little nuanced. I mean, these are nuanced decisions in the first place. But right here, Ryan Acevedo just grabs a little bit too much angle, and then just kind of loses it. But he's at least able to catch the wheel and get it back where he needs to put it. He's been also very strategic with his chase run too, kind of waiting for Brandon McDowell to initiate on the bank and then closing the gap, and then waiting for him to come off the bank and then close the gap. But that big mistake of grabbing too much angle,
we'll see.
Almost ruined, almost a perfect chase run. Kind of ruined it a little bit, but we'll see what they can do. Now they'll switch it up. Brandon McDowell will be chasing down Ryan Acevedo in the gray and pink ISR 350Z. Nice high line by both drivers. Brandon a lot higher, though, from the chase position. Full commitment. Love the little left foot brake as they come off the bank. Now, there we go. We see Brandon McDowell start to close the door. Front wheel on the door of the ISR 350Z out in front, but has to kind of step back a little bit. And there you go. Brandon McDowell, Ryan Acevedo. Excellent run.
Okay, right. It was an excellent run. It was a good, solid lead run from Ryan. Brandon, of course, he runs his own line, right? He's up there higher on the bank and is showing Ryan, hey, listen, this is how you're supposed to do it. Look in your rear view real quick, right? As they make the way. But Brandon does take out that inside clip. Boom, right there. So I don't know how that's going to play, right? So now you have, like I said, we're really nitpicking the line, right? But you have Ryan Acevedo's bobble coming through the second inside clip, but then you have Brandon McDowell taking out that first inside clip. So
yeah, and the chase, knocking over a clip in the chase is a little bit different than in the lead. Again, this gets super nuanced. I wish it was a little bit more clear cut.
Right.
And he does tap it with the right side of his bumper, not square in the front.
Correct.
So the judges will be kind of considering where they hit the front clip as well. Ryan Acevedo putting down a really good lead run. This is going to be tough. This could be a one more time. Not quite yet. They're going to do look at some more replays. The judges will be looking at some replays to make sure that they are correct. This is back to run number 1. Brandon McDowell is leading this one. This is where Ryan Acevedo got a little bit too wide with that angle right there.
And then threw him offline, bobble right there. Can't really see it from the switching of the angles.
And I don't. And some would say, could Brandon McDowell cause that mistake? Did he, put his car in a weird place that Ryan couldn't adapt to and had to make that mistake, had no choice.
Great job getting close there on proximity at the end of the bank.
And
this is right.
No, Brandon's putting down a solid lead run.
Yeah, it was a pretty heavy bobble there, but I don't think he straightened, but it was definitely a bobble by Ryan Acevedo.
They do have to go over like a little bit of a hop in the middle of the infield. It's just kind of how the infield's graded.
Yeah, Brandon hit it flawless.
Yeah, you can get some air. We did see some FD drivers kind of pop up a tire or two when they go over it and when Formula Drift is here. But Yeah, I think this is now run number 2. This is when Brandon McDowell is chasing. Does hit that clip, and then Ryan Acevedo filling in the rear zone, kind of pops off of the rear zone.
But does a great job mimicking the angle and transitions, right? So like I said, I don't know how much that's going to come into play, taking into the inside clip from the chase position. But Brandon doing a great job. Oh, look at that
taps the
tapping
wall.
right there, right?
Brandon McDowell gets the win. Brandon McDowell gets the win. That will be good for, I don't know who's good for. I mean, obviously good for Brandon, but
yeah,
Brandon,
good for the 350Zs. But
yeah, 350Z versus 350Z.
Njuku's happy. Brandon's happy. So it looks like we have a Billy Mitchell and Brandon McDowell final for first and second. Okay, so here you go. You have the bracket. When you starting from the very beginning, we started with Brad Saint-Germain taking the win over Adam Ginkel, then unfortunately taking a loss to Billy Mitchell on the bottom and left-handed bracket. Lee Yearwood moving forward into the grade 8 and moving forward into the final 4. Unfortunately, Billy Mitchell was able to triumph over Lee Yearwood. And on the right-handed bracket, you have Brandon McDowell working his way into grade 8 against Eric Nogueira, and he was able to nudge out Eric after a hard-fought battle. And then you have also Duarte Vianna and Ryan Acevedo. Ryan taking out Duarte. And now we're having...
now we're in the finals.
Now we're in the finals.
Yeah. Top 16 goes by fast, and the action, speeds right by you. We are already in the finals. Ryan Acevedo knocked out Billy Mitchell and Brandon McDowell. This is going to be a battle.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2 LS-powered 350Zs.
With little no incident, we really had a smooth top 16 battle.
No crashes.
No crashes. The cars held together. This is a top 16. Judges want to see. They want to see it keep going. The spectators want to see it. They don't want to see that downtime. And especially as us as announcers, we want that continued action and not have to just ramble on to cover space.
We can't talk about the old days, how it was in the old days all day. People will literally fall asleep. But it is nice when the action is well paced. And it doesn't come to you automatically. This is coordination. This is experience. This is all of that kind of coming into play, and that allows these smooth events to happen.
And I just got to point out the level of drifting ability that is now, right? We're watching a battle for ProAM.
Yeah.
These guys don't even have their pro license.
Right.
Right. They're not pro spec. They're trying to get their pro spec. We're watching pro battles.
Yeah.
By far, these are some of the best battles I've seen. They definitely have the talent, definitely have the cars, and they're able to put on a show. Guys, these are grassroots drivers trying to go pro. They're not in pro spec. Right. This is phenomenal. On a pro Formula Drift layout.
And that's nice because we can really put this side by side with some of the pro drivers. Is that we can, look at what, there we go. We can look at what the pro drivers did last year. I think it was in May or so whenever they did Formula D here. And then now we can take these Pro-Am guys, look at each of those runs, see how they differ. But I think we're seeing at least pro-spec level drifting here. Couple mistakes. I hate seeing some of these, tandem runs have to be decided on errors. But I think when we see really talented drivers seeing battle with each other, we're seeing them at that pro spec level, which means that they're able and willing to get their license.
And they're pushing each other's limit. They're pushing their bodies to the limit. They're pushing their minds to the limit. They're pushing their cars to the limit. And they're pushing their teams to the limit. And going through this type of battle is not only gaining experience mentally, physically driving, right? They're building confidence in their spotters. They're building confidence in their crew. They're continuing to build that program that we all know that these drivers need to build. Program, which is about 70-80% of what a pro driver is responsible for. Learning how to handle themselves in front of a camera, learning how to speak to sponsors.
Yep.
This is all incorporated in going pro. So events like this, and watching this, just for instance, you go back 10 years of Formula Drift shows weren't like this.
Yeah.
And those are the pros back then.
Right.
Of course, now it's a whole other game, right? Traction, the way the cars, the builds are sicker, they're more insane.
It's evolved greatly, but so has the Pro-Am.
Absolutely.
The ladder has just gotten taller, and Pro-Am has been climbing it as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's also really great, just what you're saying about getting their team together and all that, but it's also great for us to share with the viewers of what all goes into Pro-Ams, and that it is not just go out there, do a run, oh, I didn't do all right, oh, I went too fast, oh, I hit a clip. It's a lot more than that. When you really open up the Pandora's box of what it takes to get here. It is 1,000 components on your car need to work perfectly.
Correct.
It's the time management of getting to the event and getting your car ready for the event, and then also the team to help you out during the event
Right.
and getting you ready for that
The
next
mental
battle.
preparation that goes into these competitions.
Right, and then also bringing in, a lot of the drivers have discovered sponsors and and advertising and kind of finding ways to fund this
Correct.
this sport and what they do and turn a hobby into a potential career.
Right. Learning how to network, learning how to talk to sponsors, learning, like I said, how to develop a sponsorship deck to be able to come to these sponsors, right? Because driving is part of it, but that so many people and so many drivers miss, and that's what's great about what USDrift Circuit is trying to do here, right? They're trying to mingle in the grassroots guys, give those grassroots guys to come out. Yes, they can come out and have a good time on the skid pad and drift with their buddies and just have a blast, testing out their testing out the tunes, testing out the car, whatever you want to call it. But then mingle with these guys that are
Right.
at that experience, that are going and are trying to achieve what their goal is, and that's to become a pro driver. So seeing this going side by side with these drivers is such a great experience, learning experience as well. So this is all around USDrift Circuit's putting a great program together, and it's going to be interesting to see how it builds throughout the years.
Yeah, as an outsider, I'm pretty impressed. I know I'm wearing the USDrift Circuit shirt and all that. They gave me the shirt. I mean, it's
Freebie!
yeah, you get your perks when you announce Pro-Am drifting, trust me. No, but for real, from an outsider's perspective, I'm really impressed with the production that's gone on today. I'm impressed with the driving, too. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the season is going to look like. The next event is going to be down in Sebring, June 4th. Then after that, a doubleheader, round 3 and 4,
It's going to be the
also
Holy
in
Shift.
Sebring.
That's going to be the Holy Shift event, yeah.
Okay, so we'll have Pro-Am alongside, concerts and...
Correct. So they're
yeah.
going to have performances. We did Holy Shift, the first Holy Shift we did last year, and it was a good success, and it was fairly new, right? The idea of having a festival concert, kind of similar to what Fuel Fest did not
Yeah.
too long ago, but from a grassroots side, right? So now we're incorporating that grassroots drifting fun day thing, concert experience, talent out there, car show, try to bring that all together. Have something for the spectators, right? Because drifting is fun. Don't get me wrong. But as a spectator, bringing your family, it's always good to have those other things.
Diverse.
Yeah, very diverse. Taxi Garage is developing a great program and bringing their carts out, right, providing some entertainment for the spectators to come out there. We want the spectators, as they come out, to have a motor, just encapsulate them in a motorsports experiment.
Yeah.
Of all things drift and all things cars.
These events can't just be a one-trick pony. We can't
Right.
just have drifting on 24 hours a day for a whole weekend. There has to be other things going on, and I think these festival type events are really fun. Putting a competition in there,
Yeah.
really motivating the drivers to push hard and drive hard for a good show is going to be a lot of fun for those people to watch too.
And what I found also is that it brings new fans. I'm surprised, it blows my mind that people still don't know what drifting is.
Yeah.
So when you have these festival type events where you're bringing in music artists, right? So they're going to bring their fans in. Their fans are going to come out to see the music artists, but now they're introduced into drifting.
Right.
Which is something they've never seen before. And sometimes, a lot of events, sometimes they offer the ride along. So now you're putting them in the seat, and you're creating new fans, and then the kids love it.
Can't wait.
Right.
Round 3 and 4, doubleheader.
Oh, wait. Here we go. No, you're good. You're good. That's funny. I was going to show. Everybody wanted to see Jeff Abbott's beautiful face, but unfortunately, you're going to have to check him out on Facebook or Instagram. But here you go. We got a nice shot at the track there, as you can see in the far. That's the first inside clip, and then right in front of you is the second inside clip. And it looks like we're going to get into the battle soon. I'm hoping.
Yeah, beautiful blue skies here at Orlando SpeedWorld for round 1 of USDrift Circuit. We are ready for the finals. If you're just joining us, great timing as we are pretty much going to have the best battle of the day. I usually love seeing the finals because both drivers are hungry and they're capable and they're talented to really get that first place points and the trophy and cash and all that. I don't know. Are there trophies?
That's a good question.
We can make some real quick.
Yeah, we can make some.
I got paper. I got glue.
we got paper. We have some empty cans of. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that name, but
I don't care.
We have empty cans of a beverage of sorts. I'll just. I'll keep it professional, and I won't mention who it is.
Oh, I don't care. It's White Claw. We're drinking White Claw
Well,
up here.
I was trying to see if maybe they can get us to send something, right? Because that's a paid spot. We want Come on, man.
Okay, yeah. If you
yourself.
manage, our hard seltzer and want to sponsor US Drift
you wanna
Circuit,
send some
hit
away?
up Chris Jackson or Steve.
No. Don't.
Or Tim Murphy.
No, Tim Murphy, Drift Sessions.
There we go.
And we'll fly Steve-O in. We'll do a taste testing live on our
We
show.
got to do a taste testing. Bud Light Seltzer, White Claw,
whatever it
Twisted
is.
Tea, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, So my name is Tim Murphy. Captain Ben is the one behind the wheel right now, steering us on this voyage of drifting. So we want you to check out our YouTube channel, Drift Sessions on YouTube. We're on Instagram, Drift Sessions. We are on Facebook as Drift Sessions, and we also are hosting the voices at the Clutch Kickers as well, as we've been for the last 2 seasons. It's been great, but we are here with USDrift Circuit for the Pro-Am competition, round 1. But like I said, check out Link ECU, Drift HQ, Golden Grown, Tire Streets, and of course Jackson Performance and Drift Sessions and Steve-O.
Yeah,
It's just
thank you.
It's Steve-O. So you just check Steve-O out, check him out. Don't stalk
check
him.
me out.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I don't know if you those that know me know me. Let's go by that. And I'm not known by anyone, so it works out.
You're
kinda
known
nice.
by us.
Yeah, I know.
We reached out to you. We're like,
Yeah. Thanks for the invite, man. I love
Absolutely.
doing this. I love just kind of watching drifting and hanging out with you guys. Competition drifting, that's what I was announcing for like the last 7 years.
Right.
US Drift Circuit, Streetwise Drift, Southeast Drift Union, Midwest Drift Union, and then now US Drift. So.
Yeah. No, it's exciting. It's exciting to be a part of this, and we're looking forward to watch this grow, as this is the first time that Florida's had a Pro-Am licensing event in quite a while. I think since Three Palms down south.
Yeah, pretty much. Three Palms down in Punta Gorda. That was a fun time. Shout out to Greg Bussell, who put that event on.
Did Kelsey get her license there?
Kelsey got her license.
Yeah.
Brandon got his license
There you
there.
go.
I think Fellow and Bivero got his license there. It was a 1 year. I think the second year was canceled after the first event.
Yeah, for reasons we don't want to disclose. But US Drift Circuit's not going to have the same problems.
No.
We're going to have continued events and hopefully be able to license some amazing talent that they can go out there and they compete in pro.
And US Drift Circuit's been around a lot longer too, so that having that that resume of running solid drift events also helps. This is also not the first competition that US Drift Circuit has done. This is just the competition plus the licenses and plus the FD rulebook. So.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I kind of think about it now. Drift Sessions, when we started out, we were organizing events down in Miami. And Drift Sessions kind of gave birth to US Drift Circuit. So Drift Sessions is the daddy, and US Drift Circuit is our proud son. We're proud of him.
Aww.
He's doing a great job. Chris Jackson's doing a great job running these events. And I'm sure as the events go on, it's going to get better and better. Always going to be kinks, always going to be certain things that we need to work out. But that's what's great about having feedback from the drivers, the fans, and you as you're watching the live stream. So if there's anything, go ahead and comment on it. But we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. So don't go anywhere because we're getting into the real deal Holyfield battles soon.
Let's go.
And we're back. We are going to watch the third place battle between Ryan Acevedo and Lee Yearwood. Both drivers warming up their tires. And then this is just setting up the stage for the first and second place battle.
Consolation battle.
Oh, you call them consolation battles. Okay.
That's the fancy word, at least.
That's the first. Okay, I'll tongue tie that.
Yeah, so this is the battle of the losers. That's another way to put it.
Battle of losers. No, you didn't hear that from me.
Yeah, so
Yes, we're ready.
So judges are ready. Track is ready. Drivers look like they're ready. Lee Yearwood in the red S13. He'll be leading first. Ryan Acevedo will be chasing him down. Lee Yearwood from Melbourne, Florida. RB30 powered. Monster Performance. S13. Good initiation onto the bank. Ryan Acevedo a little bit behind, but mimicking the line, mimicking the angle. Now as they head into the infield, Ryan Acevedo was, oh, look at that. Just really slingshot himself right on the door of Lee Yearwood. But now with that RB30 power, Lee and the red S13 pushes on through the finish line. And Ryan Acevedo Starting to gain proximity towards the end.
But so Lee Yearwood doing a good job of getting some gap. Unfortunately, Ryan falling back. Now he's got to gain that distance, right? So as I mentioned before, that gap upon entry is what Ryan's got to have to overcome. And he does a pretty good job gradually throughout the track as he makes his way. Cutting line a little bit, tapping that cone, not too bad. But Lee Yearwood off those clips, man. I really think he needs to learn it.
He's not filling in the zone until the end, too.
Yeah, he's got to fill in the zones. He's got to get tighter on the clips. A little better on that last outer clip. But nonetheless, that's some of the key things that he needs to take away from this event is being able to put his car in the best position. See, way off that inside clip. Ryan doing a great job.
Yeah, Ryan is showing him how it's done, but
from the back.
Right.
Oops, maybe that was kind of weird.
Hey, you said it.
Showing him how it's done from the back.
So Lee definitely has the speed, definitely has the power off online. Ryan mimicking online. I would say advantage to Ryan right now. This is for third place.
I'd agree.
Ryan in the gray and pink ISR Performance 350Z from Jacksonville. Shout out to Duvall for, I guess, the city that produces this kit. Yeah, let's see what he can do. Ryan Acevedo up high on the bank. Lee Yearwood a little bit lower, but starting to gain proximity. Now as they come into the infield, Lee Yearwood starting to close in that gap. Nice job of putting his car in the right position to close in proximity. Ryan Acevedo looking real good, filling in the rear zone, strong towards the finish. Not a bad run.
Not a bad run. Wow.
Make some noise, clack some keys.
Wow, Ryan doing a good job filling out the first outer zone. Lee Yearwood definitely seems to be applying more pressure, a little lower on the bank, I believe, than Ryan was, but doing a good job applying that pressure to Ryan as they make their way. Ryan obviously better on that first inside clip, and on the second inside clip, better as well. But see, so now here we go. Ryan putting down a nice solid lead run, putting his car where the clips need to be.
Yeah, I think that's going to help him a lot, especially in the eyes of the judges, to where they now have to decide which driver should get third place. I don't know if we'll announce third place live or we'll wait to the final ceremony, but we'll at least let you know when they make a decision, so you guys, so we can also move on to the next battle. But let's see if we can. I don't know if the judges want to see a different run, but okay.
Well, yeah, judges are going to go ahead and have this.
I think it still is kind of close though. I think there could be. I think there at least will be a winner. I don't think that this will go one more time, but tell us in the comments if you think otherwise. Lee is way off that inside clip 1, way off inside clip 2, and then struggles to fill that outside zone until about now. And then Ryan Acevedo follows him all the way through. So that's a big plus for Ryan to really be a good a chase driver that follows the lead driver. It doesn't matter if the lead driver makes mistakes as long as he doesn't lead you into a wall.
And these aren't major mistakes, right? I mean, Lee was putting a great run down. He's just off those inside clips. And it's enough, right? When you have to split hairs and you have to really pick apart these runs, unfortunately, some of the calls that go against you are something that you just – it's not that you did it bad, you just didn't do it as good as the guy that you were with.
Exactly, and that's where the judges look at lead run versus lead run, chase run versus chase run, and then add up those mistakes or those those pluses that kind of decide the fate of which driver moves on or gets the in this case third place. Third place has more points. It puts you in a better position for the championship. It also gets prizes and some bonuses there too. So
and add to the resume, right? These are all
podium.
Things that you podium at a ProAM licensing event. So these are all things that these drivers can utilize to build their program and more develop. And like we said before, they're able to network and just use these events, use the footage that we're providing, which the live stream is great for these drivers. They're able to pull the footage from this live stream and use it to
put it in a highlight reel, a hero reel. Just kind of like throw that out to sponsors and say like, yo, I'm a really cool drifter from Florida or whatever, and here's a couple highlights from this competition. I got third place. I podiumed at this competition. That all helps you when you're trying to attract sponsors to help you get to where you want to go.
Yeah, and we see new drivers come. But I think Brad Dan's going to be moving to Florida soon.
Is he?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm not sure. I can't confirm or deny that, but I've heard a rumor that he's bringing his
Brad
Dan. So
solid.
he's bringing all his shop and everything down here. I mean, hopefully it's great. It's going to be awesome to have his talent, his knowledge and the ability to the parts he brings, right?
It's going to be a lot of big shops in Florida, too.
Oh, yeah, exactly, right? So
we have JFTQ and Juku Racing, you know,
right.
all these guys slinging parts, and, you know, they're all Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of
absolutely.
tuners as well.
Yeah. So it's great to see how.
So if you're from elsewhere,
One more time.
one more time
That's a
battle.
One more time battle between
There we go.
Ryan Acevedo and Lee Yearwood. So I assume they're going to go change the tires.
Yep. Will we do? Yeah, we'll still let them change and then go back to final. So they're gonna have a small little break so they can change up the tires, and then we'll do this one more time and then go to the final battle.
Final battle between Billy Mitchell.
Yes, Billy Mitchell and Brandon McDowell.
Wow. Both great drivers. Oh, it looks like we have some track workers coming out to maybe clean the track a little bit.
So we'll do a little track cleanup, a little bit of a break.
So go ahead and check out this commercial, and we'll be right back.
Tire Streets presents Rethink Your Rubber, featuring Accelera 651 Sport, the premier drifting tire. Let's check it out. The Accelera 651 Sports is made of a race compound that provides superior grip on a multitude of track surfaces. Built with sturdy sidewalls and a tread pattern designed for racing, the Accelera 651 Sport shines in any area. No other 200 tread wear tire can rival the life and durability of the Accelera 651 Sport. Paired with Tire Streets, who offers free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee, you can't go wrong. Show off for your friends with superior speed, grip, and tire smoke. We hope you enjoyed this presentation. We challenge you to rethink your rubber. Drive responsibly. Tire Streets presents Rethink Your Rubber, featuring Accelera 651 Sport, the premier drifting tire. Let's check it out. The Accelera 651 Sports is made of a race compound that provides superior grip on a multitude of track surfaces. Built with sturdy sidewalls and a tread pattern designed for racing, the Accelera 651 Sport shines in any area. No other 200 tread wear tire can rival the life and durability of the Accelera 651 Sport. Paired with Tire Streets, who offers free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee, you can't go wrong. Show off for your friends with superior speed, grip, and tire smoke. We hope you enjoyed this presentation. We challenge you to rethink your rubber. Drive responsibly.
And we're back.
Oh, yep, there we go. We're back. And we're out of commercial. I was just, checking my Instagram message and everything. I got so much love from you guys. Once again, follow Drift Sessions on YouTube, Drift Sessions on Facebook and Instagram. So we are just waiting for the third place battle, the consolation battle, is that what we called it?
Yep, consolation
Okay,
battle.
battle.
That is a battle for third place. These guys got a one more time call from our judges, which means that they get to change tires and head back out onto track. So we're just waiting for them to put put the car back off of the jack and get it rolling over to the start grid.
Yeah,
so
make those last quick few checks. I don't think we've utilized many 5-minute timeouts.
not a
It's been
single
very
one that I know
smooth.
of. Yeah.
Guys have been doing a great job keeping their cars together, doing the maintenance, doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
So once they get the fresh tires on, then we will go ahead and go into that consolation third place battle, if you want to call it that. But we want to thank everybody for watching, everybody that's been sticking through. You watched the qualifying yesterday, and you watched the top 16 today. So we want to thank you guys. We also want to encourage you guys to follow USDrift Circuit if you're not already following them on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Give a like, give a share. This is the way you can show the appreciation by sharing and liking and subscribing to these channels. It helps grow the sport. And provide this opportunity for these grassroots drivers to get their pro license.
Yeah, watch the next round with a friend, tell a friend, watch, this, on the different social media channels. Like, it's all helps, it can't hurt. Hey, I know you've been talking about looking at drifting. Like, here's a really cool competition. I mean, you don't even have to say it's a really cool competition. I think it is, but
It's great.
I think it's a really good opportunity to kind of share the love and also get to appreciate the sport that we've put on to show you guys, and let's see how far we can take this. This is the first event, running pretty good.
Right.
So the sky's the limit on this.
Right. And I don't think there are many Pro-Am events that are live streaming.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So this is one of the far few between Pro-Am events that's actually bringing you a live stream event, right?
Yeah.
The live stream does many things. It helps reach more viewers, it helps keep the sponsors happy, and it helps grow the sport of drifting, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah, drop it in the chat if you're from elsewhere. Tell us where you're from. That's always kind of cool to see. I think sometimes we saw people from the Philippines and Japan watching clutch kickers, and that's so awesome. Yeah, I mean it's literally pitch dark and they're watching clutch kickers.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, wherever they are.
It's crazy. It's awesome. Love it. Lee Yearwood up top. He's going to be leading this one more time battle for third place. Down below him, Ryan Acevedo in the gray and pink 350Z by ISR Performance. Let's go. This is a one more time battle. We are... Whoa!
What is going on?
Looks like Lee Yearwood not
under.
able to initiate drift. Definitely understeering.
Wow.
Maybe broken axle, lost a gear, something. It did look like he was trying to get it to start drifting a few times. It seemed like he had a couple attempts up on the bank, but always a sketchy place to not initiate.
Yeah, so that's, I watched off. As I was going down the track, I was like, wow, Lee Yearwood putting a commanding lead on Ryan Acevedo in his ISR 350Z, but then everything fell apart. Here we go. Look at the distance. Looks like he has good power, good traction. Ryan trying to gain proximity, but just right there.
Yeah, I wonder if he broke an axle.
It seems like it, right?
Yeah, because it did seem like he attempted to initiate a few times.
But he's lining right back up. I think if something was
I don't
wrong,
know if that's the right decision. I'll do like a quick donut in the burnout box just to see. I don't know if they're allowed to do that, but if you can't initiate on a chase run, it puts both drivers at risk.
Yeah, so right now, I mean, they're both drivers locked and loaded, ready to go.
Yeah, Lee Yearwood out. He's going to be chasing in the red S13 hatch. Ryan Acevedo in the gray and pink. He's out in front. Good initiation by both drivers. We got both cars drifting now. Lee Yearwood straightening out, reinitiating on the bank. That's not going to help him. Ryan Acevedo, nice job putting him front of the car right on that inside clip. And then now as they head to the inside zone, looks like Lee Yearwood has shut it down. Ryan Acevedo coming around for his victory lap. Well, for third place.
Yeah, I mean, anybody can see it right there. Ryan Acevedo is going to walk away now. So that was probably the most uncharacteristic runs I've seen of Lee Yearwood this whole weekend.
Right.
So there must be something going on with this car. But to see him, he's on throttle, left foot brake, straightening out, and just fighting that car. I can tell he's fighting that car because just very uncharacteristic. He's been so on point on most of his driving. Obviously, we talked about missing some of the clips, but very fluid, a lot of angle, a lot of throttle, a lot of smoke, just very aggressive in his style and his angle. But unfortunately, something is going on, and I think we can all safely say Ryan Acevedo will take this win.
Ryan Acevedo gets the win. He will get third place podium finish for this young driver. Big shout out to Lee Yearwood from Melbourne, Florida, from Monster Performance. Check him out. but Ryan Acevedo in the ISR 350Z gets third place.
Great job. Congratulations, Ryan.
Good showing for his, I think this is his first Pro-Am competition.
I want some guacamole now. I got this urge for guac. I don't know what it is.
Yo, I make some, I mean, I have been told that I make really good guacamole.
Oh, so sponsor, go ahead and reach out to Steve-O's world-famous guacamole.
I make pretty dang good guacamole.
And his slogan is, it's pretty dang good guacamole. There you go.
Are you guys going to be in Sebring?
Steve-O Avocado.
I'll bring some of my guac to Sebring.
Oh, I can't wait.
All right.
They don't make promises you can't keep.
You know, as long as you invite me there, as long as you don't fire me after this event,
No,
I'll bring guac at Sebring.
Now, we might. You've been a help to me. I mean, because one person, and you know, as before, having one person announce the whole time.
Oh,
is death on
that's
the
rough.
floor, so.
All right, we're on the finals, though. Guac conversation over. Brandon
Pause,
McDowell.
Not over. It's on pause.
It's on pause. We've tabled it, and now we're going on to the finals.
Yep.
Brandon McDowell up on top with the red and Juku Racing 350Z. He's going to be seeing battle with Billy Mitchell chasing him down. Billy Mitchell Racing, LS-powered 350Z is on track right now. This is for the finals. Good initiation, high on the bank. That's the commitment that we like to see. Big smoke, big angle from Brandon McDowell. Billy Mitchell, though, sticking along with them. Good transition now in the infield. This is where Billy really needs to impress the judges in his chase position. Brandon McDowell throwing that excellent lead run down. A little bit off that outside zone, but I think that commitment is noted by the judges. Excellent run.
Simply amazing. Brandon, no lift. McDowell throwing down like he does, going right almost into the wall, commanding lead on that bank. Billy having a shy up his angle there to try to gain proximity. You know, Billy's major wobble right there, lost in the smoke, but it was a major wobble. Whether he's straight or not, it's kind of hard to tell. But look at Brandon, no lift McDowell.
Love
making his
it.
way around the track in that red Injuku 350Z. Billy Mitchell not doing a bad job, but I think he just kind of got lost in the smoke.
Let's see how close Brandon McDowell gets on the wall
correction.
here. That is straight up FD
Status.
That's the FD line.
That is.
That's what, you know, the top dudes want to do. That's what, you know, the big guys in the sport do. That's what the Chelsea DeNovas, the Chris Forsbergs do. That's what Brandon McDowell showed us today.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Simply amazing.
Now they'll switch it up. Billy Mitchell out in front. BMR Racing, white 350Z leading with Brandon McDowell, no lift McDowell chasing him behind. A little bit of a lower line by Billy Mitchell on the bank, but now into the infield. Brandon McDowell needs to impress the judges with some proximity. This is for the finals. This is how he secures himself the win. This is the excellent.
All or nothing right now.
Yeah, this is all or nothing. And then Brandon McDowell right on, a little bit off proximity, but still right on point with line and angle.
Oh, so, okay, look, Billy Mitchell doing a good job trying to get high. Not as high as Brandon was on his lead run. Brandon sticking right there with him, full throttle. Look at the angle, look at the smoke, trying to draw. He did drop off the bank a little bit to gain that proximity. Going through, Brandon showing his experience, not getting lost in the smoke, making his way through. And now, as they work their way through the final outer zone.
Look at that angle, though. Both drivers. Yeah, both drivers doing an awesome job, maintaining the angle. I think Billy was a little bit more shallow, a little bit lower on the bank. And then right through here, Brandon, starts to close in the door, hits the front clip. That's, that's okay. Not ideal.
Not ideal, but nothing major. By
Right.
far his lead run. We're going to go hold in and wait for that decision.
Now
there
we're
we
back.
go. There we go.
Yeah.
So we're going to want to have I don't know.
We're going to replay Brandon McDowell's lead run. This is when he was high up on the bank, scrubbing that green monster wall.
Look at that. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You're right. Absolutely. That's pro status.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the pro dudes do, and Brandon McDowell is mimicking that. He's fully committed. He's not doing too much sawing of the wheel. You can see the front wheels are pretty consistently angled. He's not sawing at it. He's not making too many corrections. And then Billy Mitchell, a little bit of initiation, a second initiation, kind of wiggling around in that chase position. It seemed like, he was struggling to kind of keep up with it.
Right there, too. That
Lots
chase
of bobbles.
position, really made Brandon putting down such, it's.
He is off outside zone here, though.
He is, but we're talking, you're off a little of the out zone, but I think just the lead run that Brandon McDowell was able to put down.
Look at Brandon. He was hitting the steering rail. He's pumped. He's ready.
Yeah, but that lead run by Brandon McDowell, putting that down, you can apply pressure from the lead position, right? Putting down such a solid run, making it difficult for the chase driver to even catch up or just mimic your angle with the amount of just commitment that Brandon No Lift McDowell offers. It's great.
Absolutely, and I think that's the cool part about being a lead driver is that your job is to put down a 100-point qualifying run, is to put down a chaseable run. But at the same time, you can still put that, to your competitive advantage. And I think Brandon did that on his lead run. Now on the chase run, he didn't do too shabby either. He more or less followed Billy's line pretty well. Again, you can see him just making slight corrections with the steering wheel. We get a little peek into his cockpit from the drone, but I think it's pretty impressive to see these two drivers have the consistency, the control, and then the commitment.
Yeah, and I think it's going to come down to Billy Mitchell's chase run early on in the bank. That's where,
Yeah.
or actually throughout the whole bank, having a lot of bobbles.
Lots of bobbles.
Unfortunately, not going to weigh in his favor in the judges' eyes, but we are still waiting for a judge's decision. Well, once again, we are winding towards the end of. Looks like we have a winner, but we're going to go ahead and send Steve-O down.
Okay.
Steve-O's going to go down to Bullhorn, and while he's heading down there, I'll go ahead and thank our sponsors and talk about what's coming up next. So, like we always say, drifting is one of the most exciting sports to watch, and we enjoy it. And what brings drifting to this level is having sponsors that can back it and help bring it to this level. We got a beautiful drone shot there, but we want to go ahead and thank Golden Grown. Golden Grown is a new sponsor of USDrift Circuit, sponsoring the ProAM licensing series. We want to thank Link ECU coming on last minute. Thank you so much for supporting this series. Drift HQ, always a pleasure, always bringing everything out and just world-class in their business and what they offer these drivers. Tire Streets, can't say enough about Tire Streets, providing just affordable tires for these guys to burn, because we go through a lot of tires. So thanks to Tire Streets, and of course Jackson Performance putting this together, world famous Chris Jackson. And of course we can't forget to tell you guys about Drift Sessions. You guys are watching us. We run hand in hand with USDrift Circuit, and you're going to see more of us as the years go by, and we wanted you to go ahead and check out our YouTube page. We have interviews from a lot of drivers. You're going to see more interviews. We've had Frederick Asbo on there. We've had Passionate Pat Gooden. We've had Jeff Abbott. We've had a number of drivers come and do our show through Zoom. And then we just talk about drifting and cars and what's coming up. So, guys, check us out on our YouTube page, Drift Sessions, our Instagram, and our Facebook Drift Sessions as well. And as you can see right there, the man, Mr. Jackson Performance himself, all over to the left with them cool shades. And now we're getting down, going to head down to the line, and they're trying to get Steve-O his little loud mic, and I think we're going to go ahead and cut to the audio down at the track.
Drive safe and have fun.
Thanks for helping me out with this.
All right, and there you have it. Brandon McDowell taking first place, one step closer to his dream of being a Formula Drift pro competitor. Maybe you have just seen the first step of him winning a podium at Formula Drift. We know Brandon McDowell is by far one of the most talented drivers out here at this level, and you've seen world-class competition down here. We want to thank OSW, Orlando SpeedWorld, for providing this amazing venue, allowing us to come out here and tear up the track, burn rubber, and have a good time. We want to thank Golden Grown, Link ECU, Drift HQ, Tire Streets, Jackson Performance as well as all of the drivers out here. Billy Mitchell not able to edge out Brandon, but still walking away with second place, and then there you go, Ryan Acevedo with third. All excellent drivers, do an amazing job developing their program. Continue to follow all these drivers, support the drivers, because you're going to see great things from these drivers, I guarantee it. So on behalf of Captain Ben, myself, the Drift Sessions crew, USDrift Circuit, and Jackson Performance, I want to thank you guys for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next round.
Tire Streets presents Rethink Your Rubber, featuring the Accelera 651 Sport, the premier drifting tire. Let's check it out. The Accelera 651 Sports is made of a race compound that provides superior grip on a multitude of track surfaces. Built with sturdy sidewalls and a tread pattern designed for racing, the Accelera 651 Sport shines in any area. No other 200 tread wear tire can rival the life and durability of the Accelera 651 Sport. Paired with Tire Streets, who offers free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee, you can't go wrong. Show off for your friends with superior speed, grip, and tire smoke. We hope